Good afternoon, everyone. It is 3 o'clock, and I'll call the meeting to order. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you, including those of you who are joining us online, for the November 26, 2025 Public Board meeting. We're pleased to celebrate and acknowledge many special guests here this afternoon, including principals, assistant principals, and division staff who are either here joining us for special recognition or simply to support the board at today's public board meeting, starting with our Newman Theological College graduates, staff from St. Thomas Aquinas, from Doane Thornton, Principal Ashley Zutz. We also, typically, we have our ATA joining us. I don't see, oh, there, okay, hello, there they are. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I was scouring the room and I kind of missed that, my apologies. And of course, from our Lumen Christi division, senior leadership and other division staff and community guests. As always, we are always so joyful to be able to continue our educational journey full of hope and endless opportunities with each and every one of you. And on the note of excellence and as a community of faith, it gives us great joy to call upon Father Glenn to please lead us in our opening prayer.
Hello, friends. Let us begin in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. The Lord be with you. And with your spirit. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, O Lord. When some were speaking about the temple, how it was adorned with beautiful stones and gifts dedicated to God, Jesus said, "As for these things that you see, the days will come when not one stone will be left upon another, and all will be thrown down." They asked him, "Teacher, when will this be? And what will be the sign that this is about to take place?" Jesus said, Beware that you are not led astray, for many will come in my name and say, I am he, and the time is near. Do not go after them. When you hear of wars and insurrections, do not be terrified, for these things must take place first, but the end will not follow immediately. Then Jesus said to them, Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and plagues. And there will be dreadful portents and great signs from heaven. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So I'm sure you've heard, the reading was a bit heavy, to be honest, and it's because we're coming to the end of the liturgical year, which will end on Saturday. So because we're coming to the end of the liturgical year, the readings have a kind of end times feel to them. And, which is not the first readings I would select, but these readings are very helpful because they remind us that as part of being a Christian, part of following Jesus, part of being a person of love, that there will be hard times. It will be difficult. And that doesn't mean when these things happen, that God has left us or God is upset with us. It's just, sadly, sometimes human nature goes off track and we make poor choices. But these are also the moments when our hearts as Christians are called forth to show the very best. And we do this all the time in our schools, comforting the children, providing them with structure, a sense of security, excellent learning, of course, but also invincible confidence in God's love for them. And so as we navigate tricky times that will invariably come in this life, let us have great confidence that Jesus is always with us and that he will guide us through, helping us to love even in the most challenging of times. And so let us gather all our prayers together and say the words that Jesus himself taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, friends.
Thank you very much, Father Glenn, as per usual, for your guidance, your inspirational faith leadership, and for being a champion of hope of Edmonton Catholic Schools. Now, are you leaving us, Father Glenn? Because we are going to be acknowledging you once again very soon. So I was hoping you'd stay. Not for long, and if you have to go, we totally understand. We're going to be talking about you, and it's all good. So you may want to stay. Yeah. No pressure. Okay, moving on to 1.2, we'll call upon Vice Chair Tuchansky to please read our land acknowledgement. And I'll put you in queue. That would help.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of Treaty 6 and homeland of the Métis. We also acknowledge the Inuit and other diverse Indigenous peoples whose ancestors have marked this territory for centuries, a place that has welcomed many peoples from around the world to make their home here. We at Edmonton Catholic Schools commit to restoring and honoring the Truth and Reconciliation calls to action. We strongly believe that truth must be acknowledged to move forward to reconciliation. Together, we call upon all our collective communities to build a stronger understanding of all peoples who dwell on this land we call home.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Tuchansky. Next on the agenda is 1.3, and we'll note for the record that all trustees are present. We will now move on to 1.4, approval of the agenda, and I am looking for a motion to approve today's agenda as circulated, and I do see Trustee Mutala in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve the agenda for November 26, 2025.
Thank you very much. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, thank you.
Thank you. And seeing no one else in queue, I will now call the vote. There we go. Thank you very much. And so, as all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion to approve today's agenda as circulated has been approved, and therefore consent items 1.4.1.1 locally developed courses and 1.4.1.2 activation and deactivation of Alberta Education school codes and all recommendations contained therein have also been approved. We'll now move on to approval of the minutes 1.5.1 and are looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of September 17th, 2025. And I do recognize Trustee Tiber in queue. Go ahead, please, Trustee Tiber.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting, September 17th, 2025.
Thank you. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
I do not.
Thank you. And seeing no one else in queue, we will once again call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees are in favor, we'll note for the record the motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of September 17th, 2025 is carried. We will now move on to 1.5.2 minutes of organizational board meeting 2, 2025 to 2026, October 29th, 2025. I'm looking for a trustee to please make this motion. And once again, I recognize Trustee Tiber. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve the minutes of the organizational meeting on October 29th, 2025.
Thank you very much. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, thank you.
Thank you. And seeing no one else in queue, once again, we will call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion to approve the minutes of organizational board meeting 2, 2025 to 2026, October 29, 2025 is carried. We will now move on to 1.5.3, and as there are no matters arising from the minutes, we'll move on to 1.6.1, the Canadian Association of Communicators in Education Bravo Awards, and we'll turn it over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon and welcome everyone. So the Bravo Awards is the only Canadian award program that's specifically designed to recognize excellence in school board communications. These awards recognize outstanding projects in two categories: communication projects and the coup de cœur, which spotlights particularly creative or impactful work. And we are so delighted to share that our communications team has been honored with a Bravo Coup de Cœur Award with the following project. Take and Eat Family Activities was created in response to a need for a stronger connection among students, staff, and families. Rooted in the mission of Edmonton Catholic Schools, the cooking series, hosted by our very own Father Glenn, brought faith formation into homes through content that was accessible and meaningful to our families. The goal was not only to create content, but really to share an experience that supports Catholic identity and community connection. Take a Knee is a coup de cœur because it represents everything strong communication can accomplish. It started as a simple idea from our division chaplain, Father Glenn, and grew into a complete experience that was accessible, meaningful, and beautifully produced. This kind of work shows the value of strategic communication. It was authentic, it had purpose, and it made an impact. Projects like Take a Knee help to build trust in our division, reinforce who we are, and show families what makes Edmonton Catholic Schools different. And so, Madam Chairs and Trustees, it is our recommendation that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Manager Christine Meadows, Multimedia Production Specialist Patrick Kelly, Division Chaplain Father Glenn, and our communications team for their tremendous success in bringing the work of our division to life in the exemplary fashion that has been nationally recognized through the Canadian Association of Communicators in Education Bravo Coup de Cœur Award. Congratulations.
And to think, Father Glenn, you almost ran away. I'm so glad you stayed. Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson, and congratulations to you and, of course, to Manager Christine Meadows, Multimedia Production Specialist Patrick Kelly, Division Chaplain Father Glenn McDonald, and our communications team for this extraordinary and prestigious award that highlights the excellence of our communications team. So I remember when I watched the video for the first time, I couldn't wait for the next one. And the names of series like think of Patience Baguettes and Friendship Pizza and you know, just so many other faith-filled names made me so proud of being part of Edmonton Catholic Schools. And of course, all I could think about is I want to do that with my family because, of course, the family that works, eats, and prays together stays together. Father Glenn, if you hadn't been called to the priesthood, which I'm blessed that you were, you would have been a great chef and or a great actor. I'm not sure, whichever one you prefer. Take and Eat Family Activities video series where faith, family, and food come together in the kitchen was something that we all enjoyed watching, as it resonated how through simple yet meaningful cooking activities our very own Division Chaplain Father Glenn inspires families to gather, find joy in shared meals, and reflect on Catholic values in everyday, step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipes. Thank you. Thank you to all of you for bringing this forward. This is just another way that Edmonton Catholic brings faith to life, and we want to thank our entire team from communications for this prestigious award that we're bringing to public here today. And again, for always exceeding the standards of excellence and who truly deserve to be called bravo. So bravo to each and every one of you. The recognition of this award is something that you do each and every day and in championing the excellence of our division. And before reading the recommendation, I will open the mic to the rest of the board. Just taking a look here. And of course, now it all lights up like a Christmas tree. Trustee Ingle, you're first in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Our communication department is a source of great pride. And I want to thank Christine Meadows, Patrick Kelly, and all of you, Ellen Ott, the whole team together just makes us look so good. And Christine, you are a champion leader and you have great staff. And Father Glenn, everybody I knew was baking Patience Baguettes. You are the new, not the galloping gourmet, the praying gourmet, the gourmet of prayer. Anyway, you did such a great job on those, and I think that so many families enjoyed those presentations, and you brought church into everyone's home and so many invaluable lessons in a way that really engaged young people. I normally wouldn't have allowed what happened in my kitchen to happen in my kitchen with my grandchildren, but it did. So thank you all extremely much for your talent and for how you offer it to our district.
Thank you very much, Trustee Ingle. Next in queue is Trustee Taber. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I echo that because for someone who does not like cooking, you inspired me to grow the food that you were able to use for the cooking component of it. So it's full circle there. But it's such amazing and such a simple, wholesome idea that brings, just beyond Edmonton Catholic and led us to a Canadian award. And I want to thank you for teaching us to cook. But more than that, the reflection, the faith, the love, and taking care of the whole body, the heart, the mind, and the soul. I always thought it was an excellent idea, but now I love it more because it extends to everyone. It goes on social media, anybody can access it. And again, to the whole team that made this all possible, it's a visual way that anybody could put, here's a camera, you're making some stuff online. But it was the way you talked us through it and the way everything just kind of flowed into one into another. I was so engaging, and I loved it. I loved it beginning to end. I loved it, all of it.
Thank you very much. Agreed, Trustee Tiber. Next in queue is Vice Chair Tuchansky. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Holy Homeschool Parish Connection, that was pretty extraordinary. The fact that it was accessible to anybody at home was remarkable. And it's been brought to us before, so no surprise that this won the award. Our communications team is extraordinary, and the gift that they are, along with you together for our families, is remarkable. So we loved it. I'm so grateful that this got the award that it did, because it did deserve it. And the fact that it really had such a large reach for such a simple thing that was just beautiful. We're sure grateful and so happy for it. So congratulations, all of you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Tuchansky. Next in queue is Trustee Mutala. Go ahead,
Thank you.
please.
And I just want to add to say that you really helped to promote our Catholic identity by doing this. So this was a very important project. And kudos to everything. And thank you to the communication team and everything you did. That was awesome.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mutala. And so, Father Glenn, if you ever need anybody to come and sample the food, we're always there for you. So, I'm volunteering I'm volunteering the services of this entire board. We're great at tasting and eating, and we'll pray too. Thank you very much. And seeing no one else in queue, I'm honored to read the recommendation for the record that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Manager Christine Meadows, Multimedia Production Specialist Patrick Kelly, Division Chaplain Father Glenn McDonald, and our communications team for their tremendous success in bringing the work of our division to life in the exemplary fashion that has been nationally recognized through the Canadian Association of Communications in Education. Bravo. Coupe de Ca Award. Congratulations. Okay, Father Glenn, now you can go. Okay. Thank you for allowing us to honor you. We'll now move on to 1.6.2, celebration of our Newman Theological College graduates, and we'll turn it back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we have more to celebrate. We have Newman Theological College, as you know, provides our teachers and administrators the opportunity to immerse themselves in deeply intellectual faith experience. The Newman Theological College motto is faith seeking understanding, and this truly describes the special journey that each Newman student undertakes in their studies. The following individuals from Edmonton Catholic Schools convocated October 18th and have lived out the motto of Newman Theological College as they have completed their Masters of Religious Education degree. They will bring the journey of faith, seeking understanding to their students, colleagues, and families. And so we would like to acknowledge our MRE graduates, and if in attendance, we'd ask you if you could stand and give us a little wave after your name is called as well. So congratulations to Lalaine Backlick, Ivana Bubablo, Joseph Philippic, Ariane Hosek, Linda Johnson, Laura Kuntz, Laura La Rochelle, Antoinette Tab, Michael Myrick, Erin Pruski, Katie Rabichaud, Corey Ruffy, Jessica Saint-Regret, April Sevigny, Joanne Barris, and Brittany Ward. And so we just want to extend a deep congratulations to all of you for this outstanding achievement. And so, Madam Chair, our recommendation is that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Edmonton Catholic Schools 2025 Newman Theological College Master of Religious Education graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Superintendent Anderson, for providing the board with the recognition of our staff whose commitment to our division is second to none. As faith is the cornerstone to our mission, we applaud all of our graduates for embracing your MRE, your faith leadership journey, and for your contribution of excellence to our division. We all know that as lifelong learners, you are all not even expected, you just are determined, and your perseverance, your hard work, and your dedication is not easy, but yet you did it, especially when you have to juggle and find balance in what you're doing. You work, you serve your students, you go home to your families, and yet you were able to, again, muster another tool in your workplace, in your classrooms, in your offices, so that a tool that will impact the lives and that will turn mirrors into windows. And we applaud you for being leaders and champions of Edmonton Catholic Schools. And before reading the recommendation, I will open the queue to the board. And I do see Trustee Ingle first in queue. Go ahead, please, Trustee Ingle.
Well, congratulations to all you. What an accomplishment. And I like the way our chair pointed out that you're not just going to school like you did when you were 18. You are in a career, a very demanding career, and you're doing this on your extra time. And we thank you so much. Our schools are becoming more and more the church for many of our students. So to have our leaders formed in the faith through the Masters of Religious Education is so very important to our Catholic faith. And so doing this is not for the faint of heart. I'm sure that you guys know that. And I bet you started a camaraderie. I know sometimes when I'm in church, I'll see a couple of people clustered at the back. I'll know they're Edmonton Catholic people. Go and say hi, and they go, yes, we're this year's Newman class, and we are doing this and we are doing that. They're excited, and they're together, and they're sharing. So it's education, it's community, it's fulfilling a leadership role in Catholic education. It's the whole ball of wax. And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say a huge thank you to our Director of Religious Education Services. Oh, look at it. They know what I'm going to say. They're all going like this. Sandra Tellerico, because Sandra, she recruits, and she tells me she recruits the best, and I'm starting to believe her after 15 years of doing this. She does a remarkable job of having people understand the program, enter into the program, and supporting them through to their graduation. So Sandra, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to you as well as these remarkable people who followed through with such a solid commitment to Catholic education. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Ingle, and thank you for acknowledging our manager, Sandra Tellerico, for being here today. Of course, this is extremely important, and we know the dedication and commitment you have put into this. So thank you very much for bringing that forward. Now, I am going to say before I continue, don't run away right after this. Wait until the appointments are finished, because we have a really, really special one coming up too, and I really would like everyone to hear one of our next ones. But I promise that when it's time, I'll say, okay, you can go too. So that being said, I do see Trustee Mutala next in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and a big thank you to all of our grads, and congratulations. I'm a former graduate of Newman, so I know how hard it is to go to school and to have a career and to work all the time. But furthering your faith journey is very important because now you can go back to your communities and you're going to be sharing your faith journeys and you're going to be helping your schools and your communities and your students and families by sharing this. So thank you very much and congratulations. And thank you, Sandra Tallarico back there.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mutala. Next in queue is Trustee Tiber. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also, too, want to thank you and congratulate you. And I really want to applaud you because you chose a Master of Religious Education. When I hear in the community claims that Catholic education is not Catholic enough, and, and then I look and I see what you have accomplished and what you are going to be bringing to Edmonton Catholic schools, I know that we're on the right track. And bringing the journey of faith, seeking understanding to students, colleagues, and families, this is such a shining example of how evangelization works. It's not loud, it's not boastful, but it's quiet and it's purposeful. And this is Catholic education. So congratulations. And I also want to thank Manager Tallarico. We know that you are the backbone of this program. So thank you so much for everything that you've done and you do every single day.
Thank you very much, Trustee Tiber. Vice Chair Tuchansky, you're next in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations to our exceptional graduates. Newman, of course, has been and continues to be an important partner in our shared mission of Catholic education. And of course, we are especially grateful for the leadership of Sandy Tallarico, whose wisdom, guidance, and unwavering commitment have shaped and supported so many of our teachers. Your innovations over the years have served both of us very, very well. And you strengthen our formation, you deepen our faith, and you build capacity across our division. So without you, this program for sure would not exist, and our teachers would not be served as they are as they go through it. So that being said, you are extraordinary, but look at what you've turned out. You've turned out people and teachers and leaders who want to serve our students and families with their faith, be leaders in their faith, and you don't shy away from it. So we are so grateful. The students are so grateful, and they're so lucky to have teachers and leaders like you in their classrooms and in their schools, because when you do this, you show them how important their faith is to live out every single day, not to be shy, and to do the best they can with it every time. So we're so grateful. I love this every year. It's my favorite thing, and we're so happy that you guys decided to do this. I was sorry I wasn't there this year. Trustee Harris, again, decided he needed to be there, so we got rid of him. That was just simpler. So now I'm jonesing my way back in there if I can. But congratulations nonetheless. It's truly a remarkable accomplishment what you do with family and school.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Tuchansky. And just so you know, I don't even have a chance because I always get to pick last, and this always goes first. So that being said, yes, congratulations to each and every one of you. And seeing no one else in queue, I'm honored to read the recommendation for the record that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Edmonton Catholic Schools 2025 NTC Master of Religious Education graduates. And of course, we didn't applaud you the first time around, but the board will now stand to applaud you now. Yes. Thank you.
To mix it up.
We do. Yeah, so this way nobody really knows what's going to happen next. But next, we are very proud to move on to 1.6.3, recognition of St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Elementary Junior High School. And back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. On October 3rd, during morning recess at St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Elementary Junior High School, a life-threatening situation arose, and the staff responded in a life-saving manner. From teacher supervisor Kyla Mangiob, who called the office, assistant principal Christine McGee, who quickly arrived on scene, called 911, to teacher Carolyn Penfold, who ran to the office for help, to teacher Eric Motu and therapeutic assistant Ainsley Dillon, who arrived on scene and began administering CPR while Ms. Mangiob got the automated external defibrillator, which was then used twice as part of all their efforts. A student was transported to the hospital by EMS, And Principal Gomez reported shortly after that she received a phone call from the emergency room doctor who treated the student. The doctor shared that the staff had saved this student's life and expressed her thanks to the staff with heartfelt emotion. The student is currently recovering from this incident. So we are extremely grateful and proud of the staff of St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Elementary Junior High School. And Madam Chair, at this point, we want to recommend that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Principal Gomez, Kyla Mangiob, Christine McGee, Carolyn Penfold, Eric Motu, and Ainsley Dillon for their quick thinking, heroic efforts in saving the life of a student in medical crisis.
Look behind you. Okay, they had a Kleenex box up here. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah, it's there. Chief Superintendent Anderson, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing this amazing feat of heroism to our public board meeting, giving the Board of Trustees the opportunity to not only extend our deepest and most sincere gratitude to the staff at St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Elementary Junior High School for their extraordinary courage and exemplary professionalism, but also to be able, with dignity and integrity and grace, to say, how lucky are we? How lucky is that child and how lucky is that family? And each and every one of you for the rest of your lives can say, I saved a child's life. Not many people can say that. I got goosebumps when I learned of this, and I thought, I've read this many, many times, and to be here today and still have those overwhelming feelings of emotion truly speaks to the extraordinary feat that each and every one of you and your staff are responsible for. And of course, the blessed outcome. We prayed every day that this child would be pulled through. And I can't even begin to fathom, as I said earlier, the family's gratitude knowing that our staff saved their child's life. We give thanks to God for the life of this child. The courage, wisdom, and steadfast response that our staff showed in this critical moment reminds us that preparedness can save lives. We get to experience joy today because of these exceptional staff members, and we applaud, as we've already indicated, your quick thinking, your life-saving efforts for one of our children. And of course, in the face of life-threatening crisis, each one of you responded with remarkable composure. I don't know how many people would have been as calm as you were, and yet you were. You acted rapidly, and you had an unwavering dedication, and you found the strength to ensure the wellness and well-being of this child. Your swift coordination from recognizing the seriousness of the situation to initiating CPR and administering the AED directly contributed to saving a child's life. I just don't even have the words to capture just how remarkable what you've done is to us. Your selfless actions reflect the highest standards of service, preparedness, and compassionate, and we are most grateful. The Board of Trustees and all of Edmonton Catholic wishes to thank you for your bravery, your commitment, and that you've demonstrated what it truly means to serve with skill, heart, courage, and faith. And on behalf of the board, we formally recognize your courage. We heroically recognize how courageous you are. Thank you. And now I will open Q to the board if they're not crying, that is. And I do see Vice Chair Tuchansky in Q. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's nothing left to say that I won't cry about. It's a lot. And then you had to go on strike, right? So So honestly, the fact that you were able to do what you did, clear everything that Sandra said, your clear head, your thinking, not once, twice, and then everything that went with it, then you're away from the school, right? So that broke my heart. Just the fact that you weren't able to be as a collective together, leaning on each other. So, the kudos and the congratulations, all of that Sandra said so well, but I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that then you had to do this by yourself. Of course, I'm bawling because, you're my school and you're great. And I was hoping Laura wouldn't be the only one crying. But like I say, the fact that you couldn't get together as a collective, as a family, a school family, and do what you needed to do as a group. So you guys are, thank you. Yes, I did run out. So thank you. You guys are extraordinary, and your quick thinking truly exemplify what we hope every one of our leaders is able to do in that moment at Edmonton Catholic Schools. And the fact that you did it without any thought, like it was just instinctual, is extraordinary. And I know many of you are parents, and I don't know as a parent if I wouldn't just stand there staring, hoping somebody else would help me. So you guys are amazing. Congratulations. We're so grateful that you're here and so grateful the outcome is what it was. So, wow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is why I want them to talk, because then they cry. I love it. And it just adds even more to it, right? But the emotions are real. I'm not kidding you. Next in queue is Trustee Tiber. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm going to say this fast, okay? Wow. And yeah, just wow. Thank you.
Okay. And next in queue is Trustee Engel. Go ahead, please.
Well, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I also thank Chair Palazzo, because I think that she did an amazing job of articulating what needed to be said today. And so the only thing I'll add is how grateful I am that our parents have you as leaders in our school. And like Sandra said, the way you reacted under pressure and the actions you took and how you did it are truly awe-inspiring. So I just want to add my thanks and thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Engel. So I just want you to know that they don't usually get tongue-tied like that, just so you know. Next in queue is Trustee Pellet. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't think I can really top anything else, but I could just say that not all superheroes wear capes, and some of them are teachers with Edmonton Catholic. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Trustee Pellet. So we honor your exemplary conduct and express, as you've heard here today, our profound appreciation for the care and steadfastness that you bring to your school community each day. And so I'm honored and I'm proud to read the recommendation for the record that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Principal Ana Gomez.
Madam Chair? Sorry, Trustee Fiorello.
Oh, my apologies. Trustee Fiorello, go ahead, please.
That's okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm new and I don't often have the eloquence of all of these other trustees, but this definitely deserves a thank you. I have my own young kids in elementary, and thank you.
I was just going to say that, right? Especially when you have children, you think, oh, what if that had been my child? Yeah, thank you, Trustee Fiorello. I'll continue with the recommendation that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Principal Ana Gomez, Kyla Manguob, say it for me, Manguob. Oh, you say it so beautifully. Christine McGee, Carlin Penfold, Eric Motu, and Ainsley Dillon for their quick thinking and heroic efforts in saving the life of a student in medical crisis. Thank you and God bless. We will now move on to 1.6.4. We have, this is a really celebratory, emotional kind of afternoon, but we have something else to celebrate with you. It's an ASBA Innovation and Excellence Award. Wait till you hear this one, which is another reason to celebrate Edmonton Catholic Schools. The Alberta School Boards Association Innovation and Excellence Award recognizes school boards for their role in launching innovative programs and initiatives that enhance student achievement. When nominating a program, the division must show the program and/or initiative's contributions to the quality of students' learning experiences alongside several other criteria. In June of last year, administration recommended that the board nominate the Autism Working Group for this prestigious recognition. And for those of you who didn't know we had one, we have one. I am very proud to inform you that Edmonton Catholic Schools received this award provincially at the ASBA Fall General Meeting for the Autism Working Group. The impact of Edmonton Catholic Schools' Autism Working Group has been significant, as it empowers educators to create inclusive, student-centered environments resulting in better outcomes for all students as we build the capability of staff and students to meaningfully engage all students in their individual and collective learning journey. It was established in response to the urgent call from educators seeking enhanced support in meeting the ever-increasing exceptional needs in their classroom. This 3-year plan's goals, including reframing autism to celebrate, value, and accept neurodiversity, increasing student voice, choice, and autonomy, and evaluating and refining supports and services. We take great pride, and I'm honored to read the recommendation for the record, that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Chief Superintendent Lynette Anderson as well as Superintendent Terry Peterson and her team for the acknowledgement of their tremendous work through the ASBA 2025 School Board Innovation and Excellence Award, and the award is right here. Thank you very much. And so let's give all of them a round of applause, don't you think? And maybe we'll stand. We're so proud. Could you just move it here?
Just move it over there.
Or she just wants it over there is what she's really saying. We'll share.
Thanks, it looks better.
And I will now, in the event that we have trustees who would like to ask questions and or comments, I will open queue to the board, and I do see Trustee Mutala in queue. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm so very proud. I've been on the ASBA board for the past 4 years. And to have this award come to Edmonton Catholic Schools, it was just awesome. It was just awesome. So this autism working group is very significant as it helps our educators create inclusive, student-centered environments to help our students experience success in a safe and caring environment. This is all about helping our students by celebrating and valuing neurodiversity, increasing student voice and autonomy, and providing more supports and services to our children with diverse needs. So I want to thank you very much, and thank you for having this in our 3-year plan. This was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mutala. Trustee Ingle, you're next in queue. Go ahead, please.
Yes, and I think it's a testament to what kind of division we have, because I think we win almost every year. And so that's a real feather in our cap, because these awards are chosen by industry and people from across Alberta. So it's not just someone saying they like us or they work for us. It's because we truly are innovative. And I would like to thank Chief Superintendent Anderson, Superintendent Peterson, Director Nicole, all of you in Learning Support Services, the team, the committee, the members that make up the committee. I don't know if any of you are here tonight, but yeah, just put your hand up.
Put up your hand. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Again, you're doing so much good out there, and parents are so grateful, and we're so grateful that you're doing it for the kids under our care. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Trustee Ingle. Next in queue is Trustee Tiber. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, this is just exciting to celebrate. While we get to receive this award, we know where the accolades belong. Congratulations to Chief Superintendent Anderson and your entire team. And I think that we won it for our work for the Autism Working Group because it's meaningful and it makes a difference in the lives of students and our staff in our schools. So congratulations to everyone involved who made it happen. And we, as a board, get to share and brag to the government and the community partners about what publicly funded Catholic education can really do for our students and our staff. So it's wonderful, and we look forward to telling everybody about it, which we will.
No, which they already have, which they already do.
Well, now we get to carry the award around and show
There
everybody.
you go. And seeing no one else in queue then, I just want to make sure here, we do share heartfelt congratulations, Chief Superintendent Anderson, and of course to our innovative and exemplary team for your excellence. The evening we were honored with this award, we all had provincial partners. So there's 61 boards, you can imagine. We were at the Westin. And their school boards came over and applauded Edmonton Catholic for their innovation to ensuring every child has the opportunity to reach their full potential. And that comes from you. Well, we got to experience the glory and pick up the award. We know where the work was actually created and who did the heavy lifting, so thank you. So we only have one more to go, and then I promise I'm going to allow you the opportunity to leave unless you want to stay. The last item is 1.6.5, Alberta School Boards Associations. I would let you go, but my trusty vice chair said, please have them stay. So I've got this little note here. And so I will turn it over to Vice Chair Tuchansky. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I still have tears in my fake eyelashes, so I'll do the best I can. So selected by the ASBA President, the ASBA President's Award stands as a testament to extraordinary leadership and vision in education. It celebrates individuals whose remarkable contributions have profoundly influenced Alberta's educational landscape, leaving a lasting legacy of excellence. You sorting some papers there, are you? By recognizing unparalleled dedication to students and communities, this honor underscores the exceptional impact these leaders have made in shaping the future of education across the province. It is my privilege to share with our Edmonton Catholic Schools community that our chair, Sandra Palazzo, received this prestigious award at the ASBA Fall General Meeting. Sandra's commitment to serving the families of Edmonton Catholic schools is unparalleled, and her vocation to Catholic educational leadership and advocacy has served Edmonton Catholic School Division and all Catholic divisions in this province where we are blessed with publicly funded Catholic education. Her knowledge and experience have also helped to shape the broader educational landscape in Alberta. We have a quick tribute that was shared with us at the ASBA event.
They didn't tell me about this.
President's Award celebrates individuals who have made exceptional provincial contributions to the educational landscape. Selected by the President of the Alberta School Boards Association, this award shines as a spotlight on individuals whose impact resonates throughout our province. It symbolizes commitment and extraordinary service to our students and communities. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Trustee Sandra Palazzo.
Thank you. I would like to share some of the speech given by ASBA's past president, Marilyn Dennis. Born and raised in Edmonton and a proud graduate of Edmonton Catholic Schools, Sandra's commitment to education runs deep. With more than 4 decades of service, she has dedicated her life helping students succeed. Her journey has always been guided by a passion for student learning and collaboration. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Chair Sandra has given generously of her time to her faith and community, serving on parish and pastoral councils, chairing numerous school and community advisory groups, and contributing as an active member of the Catholic Women's League. She governs with humility, gratitude, and unwavering dedication to students and staff. She's known for strengthening the connections between schools, families, and communities, ensuring that every decision begins and ends with what is best for students. Sandra is widely recognized as an exceptional relationship builder whose leadership consistently strengthens the education community. In meetings with members of Parliament, MLAs, and ministers, her name is often raised as an exemplary trustee and board chair who approaches every interaction with professionalism, respect, and a commitment to collaboration. She's known for fostering constructive connections, seeking mutually beneficial outcomes, and advancing the work of her division with clarity and purpose. Her work reflects the values we aim to instill in our students: integrity, empathy, and service, making her a model of principled leadership. She leads by example and demonstrates daily what effective, value-driven education leadership truly looks like. Sandra, your lifelong dedication to education, your servant leadership, and your steadfast advocacy for publicly funded Catholic education make you a deserving recipient of this honor. Congratulations, Sandra. So I will just read the recommendation, though, to dot my I's. Thank you, Susan McCauley, for your help with this. She got it in 55 different pieces and managed to make it in one cohesive unit for me, so I'm very grateful. The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees recognizes and celebrates Chair Sandra Palazzo for the recognition of her extraordinary leadership, vision, and contribution to education in our province through the ASBA President's Award. Congratulations again.
Did you want me to open queue, or did you want me to speak, or?
I do. Could you take over for me now?
So the only reason that I'm okay with this, because I'm not very good I'm great at celebrating everybody else, and just as I started to turn my pages, she said, fumbling pages, are we? It's because this award isn't about me. It's about you. I got recognized because I am who I am today because of the students that I taught, because of the colleagues that I worked with, because of the board that serves with me, because of the leaders who are in my life. And they've mentored me, just like many of you mentor one another. So what you do is instilled in here for me, and I want to thank you. And when I see former students, I always say to them, like they'll say something, and I'll say, you know what, I am who I am today, and the reason that I continued on this journey was because of what you brought into my life, and it's the truth. And I will continue to bring that wherever I go. When I went into administration, people would say to me, Sandra, you're going to forget what it was like when you were in the classroom, when you go into admin. And I said, I never will, and I never have. When I went to Alberta Education, the same thing happened. They said, Sandra, this is about the ministry now, and you've got to look at this through a provincial lens. And I said, yes, but my heart will always be with Edmonton Catholic. And it always was. And I came back. So I want to thank Vice Chair Tuchansky and our board for bringing this recognition forward to our public board meeting. To say that I'm humbled to receive this award is an understatement, to say the least, because as I said, this honor is not mine alone. It reflects the collective efforts of our entire ECSD community, highlighting the shared commitment that guides our work and that serves as a reminder that what we do, we don't do alone. We have proof of it. That award was given to the board. We accepted it, but it was through the work of our division that it's sitting here today. I was proud to accept this award on behalf of Edmonton Catholic Schools to acknowledge our exemplary team, including trustee colleagues and our entire division and leaders who serve our students with great integrity, with compassion, and with dedication, and with a genuine desire to make a difference. Your daily commitment strengthens our schools, supports our families, and ensures that students receive an education rooted in faith, dignity, and hope. And although my sincere gratitude goes to the Alberta School Boards Association and its president for this meaningful acknowledgement, I am most honored. But the reason I'm really, really honored is because the honor belongs to Edmonton Catholic. And for me to get up there and to be provincially recognized and bring it home to our ECSD village was extraordinary. Like, I thought 61 boards in Edmonton Catholic is to bring this home. And I didn't expect this. And we were sitting at the table and we were kind of at the back, and I was finished. And my photo came up on I thought, oh, I wonder who's going to get this. And the photo came up on the screen, and they're saying, Sandra, you won. And I thought, won what? And then another photo came on, and I thought, look at that. They're recognizing school boards across the division to exemplify who the President's Award recipient is. When I realized that it was me, it wasn't me, it was Edmonton Catholic. And I want to thank you for that. And I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart. This award is yours. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for everything that you do for our students. You continue to inspire them. You continue to inspire us with resilience and with hope. And Vice Chair Tuchansky already shared some of the experiences that we know that you've gone through in the last couple of months, and yet here you are today. Here you are today saving lives. Here you are today completing MRE, graduate courses. Here you are today attending meetings. And here you are today, many of you are probably going to go home and saying, oh, I've got to get to the 50 emails in my inbox because I have to go to work tomorrow. And I want to thank you. And the reason that we wanted you to stay today is so that you can go home and give yourselves a pat on the back, because this award, this President's Award provincially, puts Edmonton Catholic on the map. Not from me, not from the board. We're part of that, but we're part of your family. And we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts in dedication to each of you for what you bring to your sites, your schools, each and every day. Thank you. Thank you for the hope that gives us the strength and clarity needed to serve with purpose. And so, Madam Chair, I'm going to, with your permission, I am going to allow them. I would like to give you the gift of time, and if you want to have burning desire and you want to sit through the business of the meeting, which is going to start right away.
We've got some speakers over here.
Oh, we've got some speakers. Okay. Trustee Mutala, go. They're giving me the look. Okay, Trustee Mutala, you're first in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I know you're saying this is for Edmonton Catholic Schools, and it is, and thank you very much. But I just want to say that this award is a testament to your many years of extraordinary, faith-filled servant leadership that you have put in many different areas. And I was so proud to be there to celebrate with you. My job was to make sure she stayed till the end, so she didn't sneak out. That was what the president said, make sure she stays till the end. I didn't know about this award either, but we were there to celebrate with her, and we're very proud of her because she's one of the strongest advocates we have for Catholic education in Alberta, publicly funded Catholic education in Alberta. Thank you.
This is why I didn't want you guys to speak. And next is Trustee Tiber. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I saw what you tried to do there. Well, Madam Chair, Ms. Palazzo, Sandra, to all of us, while I wish I was able to take a picture of your face when we realized what was happening at the ASBA FGM, I was not surprised. I was not as surprised as you were when we figured out what was going on. You embody this award, and for all the reasons that they said, but we can also list 100 other reasons, and I think you just listed about 10 more there. You make a difference wherever you go, and you always do what's best for education. Now, I am thrilled that our provincial organization has finally recognized what we experience every single day. Your amazing leadership, vision, and your dedication. So, well done.
And it was the first time she ever was caught off guard.
Yes.
This is true.
She did not know what to say. She was a loss for words. It was
true.
Amazing.
But you know what was really cool? 61 boards, and the Catholic board got it.
Yeah.
I will always embrace that one. And next in queue is Trustee Ingle. Go ahead, please.
Well, Sandra, I agree with everything that's been said. You are a chair extraordinaire. I think coming from me, I think I've chaired this board 11 times, and I'll tell you, it isn't an easy job. Sandra is always prepared. The last 8 years with Sandra on the board, I think 6 or 7 of them as chair, she's really raised the bar of trusteeship in terms of government relations and in terms of relationships among the board. She is, without a doubt, probably the biggest team player I've ever worked with. And a lot of people, when they receive an award, they go, well, it wasn't me, it was everybody, blah, blah, blah. When Sandra Palazzo says that, she means it. I'm sorry, but it comes straight from her heart. She really loves to shine, and what she loves more than that is to see each and every one of us, you and me, that she works with, shine all the time. Sandra, that's a really, really special gift God gave you, and it comes with a lot of responsibility, which you take on and do very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Engel. And Chief Superintendent Anderson is next in queue. Go ahead.
So on behalf of the division, just really want to extend deep gratitude and congratulations. And I think what, of course, recognizing everything that's been said before, but what really stands out is your deep commitment, your integrity, your sincerity, and your advocacy, because at the heart of your work, we know students come first, and we see that every day. So thank you so much from the division. You have our students and our staff always in mind in making any decision in your advocacy, and we're really grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I am sincerely grateful, and I do look forward to our collective efforts in continuing our mission, and we're always here for you. Now, this was a really enlightening, celebratory opening to our public board meeting, and I wish to thank all of our invited guests, and out of courtesy, provide you the opportunity to stay for the remainder of the meeting, should you have a burning desire to do so, or embrace the well-deserved gift of time, seeing as though December 24th is less than a month away, and you maybe want to sneak off and do something a little bit more personal. I would suggest the latter, but of course, do what works best for you. But I will allow you the opportunity to go and celebrate. And thank you once again to each and every one of you.
Run for the hills.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, that's a great way to clear a room.
We've got Debbie Downer.
A lot of joy leaving this room. Not because you're leaving the room, but because you have much to celebrate.
Oh no, we've got audited financial statements.
Yeah,
That's joyful.
we got a lot. Okay. All right, then. So we will now move on to business of the meeting 2.1A, Provincial Achievement Test Program Results Report 2024, 2025, and response. And we'll turn it back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we have divided this presentation into two parts. And first, we are delighted to share our division's provincial achievement testing results for our grades 6 to 9. And following sharing of those results, we will have our learning services team share how we are supporting teachers with strategies in response to the results to ensure that we continue to address areas of growth. And so to begin, I will turn it over to Superintendent Fian.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson, Board Chair Palazzo, Trustees. The Alberta Education's Provincial Achievement Testing Program reflects the essentials that all students are expected to achieve, regardless of school choice or location. The purpose of the program is to determine if students are learning what they're expected to learn, to report to Albertans how well students have achieved provincial standards at a given point in their schooling, and to assist schools, school authorities, and the province in monitoring and improving student learning. The attached Provincial Achievement Testing Program Results Report, as created by Superintendent Peterson and her team in Learning Services, for the 2024-25 school year, as well as the multi-year results, will be following this presentation as was shared. In addition to the attached report, the division results will be available on the Division Assurance Dashboard located in the Division Public website, as well as the annual reports section of ECSD.net. Individual school reports are also available to all principals. School reports are used by school staff and school councils to monitor and adjust their school plan for continuous growth, ensuring that areas for improvement are addressed. School results will also be available on the school dashboards located on the individual schools' public websites for access to the greater community. Alberta Education and Childcare's provincial achievement testing program reflects the essentials that all students are expected to achieve, regardless of school choice or location. The purpose of the program is to determine if students are learning what they are expected to learn and report to Albertans what has been achieved in provincial standards. Provincial achievement tests were administered, reflecting the new Grade 6 English Language Arts and Literature curriculum and the new Grade 6 Mathematics curriculum, as well as reflecting the existing Grade 6 Social Studies curriculum. Schools that optionally implemented the new Grade 6 Social Studies curriculum were excused from writing their provincial achievement tests in that subject area. In addition to English Language Arts and Literature, Grade 6 students whose language of instruction is French wrote mathematics and social studies translated into French. Grade 9 students wrote tests in English, language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies. And grade 9 students enrolled in the knowledge employability programs of study wrote tests in English, language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies. In addition to English language arts, grade 9 students whose language of instruction is French also wrote French language arts, except in K&E, as well as the other subjects translated into French. Several factors have affected the administration over the past few years. The COVID-19 pandemic, security breaches, Alberta wildfires all impacted participation in the provincial achievement tests. However, in relation to the security breaches, students most likely impacted by these security breaches were excluded from the provincial cohort, but were included in the school and school authority reporting. The past 3 years also do not include students participating in the optionally implemented or piloted curriculums with the Grade 6 Language Arts Literature as well as Grade 6 Mathematics. And so they were not administered in the 2023-2024 school year. As a result of these factors, caution should be used when interpreting results over time. Also important to note is Alberta Education and Childcare's migration to digital assessment administration resulted in 2 different tests being administered. A paper version and a digital version through the new Digital Assessment or DAP platform. For the past 2 years, provincial results include students who used the digital assessment platform as well as students who wrote the paper version. So over the past 2 years, our schools within our division were to administer the paper version of the provincial achievement tests. Due to the provincial migration to digital assessments, caution should be used when interpreting results as they are 2 different assessments. Regarding participation rates, Edmonton Catholic Schools was compared to the province. Overall, Edmonton Catholic Schools had a higher participation rate than the province in all grade 6 and grade 9 subject areas, as well as in grade 9 K&E mathematics. As you see, the full cohort aggregated, or that is the English and French together, results, are discussed within the report, and the results based on the full cohort reflects the number of students enrolled, including those students who are absent, excused, for whom the results are not available for any reason. And now on to discussing our acceptable standard in provincial achievement tests. For the provincial achievement test, Edmonton Catholic Schools was compared to the province using the aggregated English and French cohort results. Again, that is English and French together. Grade 6 students exceeded the percentage of students achieving the acceptable provincial standard in English Language Arts and Literature, Mathematics, and Social Studies. And I will remind you that science is not present because it was not written. Grade 9 students exceeded the percentage of students achieving acceptable standard in English Language Arts, French Language Arts, Mathematics, Science, and Social Studies. Grade 9 Knowledge and Employability students exceeded the provincial standard and percentage of students achieving the acceptable standards in Knowledge and Employability English Language Arts, and we added Knowledge and Employability Science and Social Studies this year, which is something that we were very happy about. In summary, the percentage of Edmonton Catholic School students achieving the acceptable standard exceeded that of the province in 11 out of 12 standards. In relation to the standard of excellence, when using the aggregated English and French full cohort results, grade 6 students exceeded the percentage of students achieving the standard of excellence in English language, arts and literature, mathematics and social studies, and again, I'll remind you that we did not write science last year provincially. Grade 9 students exceeded the percentage of students achieving the standard of excellence in English language arts, French language arts and literature, science and social studies. And K&E for grade 9, our students exceeded the percentage of students achieving the standard of excellence in knowledge employability, language arts, and knowledge employability science. I would like to highlight that these two achievements are new to the division this year and certainly something to celebrate. Edmonton Catholic School students exceeded the provincial percentage of students achieving the standard of excellence in 9 out of 12 standards. As supported by the data, Edmonton Catholic School students were successful in this year's provincial achievement tests. There is a chart that you will see on the board in front of yourselves for the screens, and just a very quick description for yourselves and anybody in the public that may be looking. The purple are the Edmonton Catholic School results, the dark purple representing our acceptable standard, and the light purple representing the percentage of students that achieve the standard of excellence. The rest of the province is depicted in the gray, with the dark gray being the provincial percentage of students that achieved an acceptable standard, and the light gray being the percentage of students that achieved the standard of excellence across the province. The top number that you see at the top of the chart is the percentage of students that achieved a standard at all. So that is the combination of our acceptable and our standard of excellence. So as you can see, Edmonton Catholic School students, as highlighted in the purple, performed well, exceeding the provincial percentage of students in achieving the acceptable standard in, as was shared, 11 out of 12 standards, and the standard of excellence in 9 out of 12 standards. Overall, Edmonton Catholic School students performed well on the provincial achievement tests, and these results are due to the hard work of our students, parents and guardians, as well as the school and division staff. Thank you very much, and now I'd like to welcome up Superintendent Peterson.
Thank you, Superintendent Vian. Madam Chair, Trustees, Chief Superintendent Anderson. Edmonton Catholic Schools is committed to offering a Christ-centered education that inspires students to learn, grow, and reach their full potential. Learning Services, in collaboration with administrators, instructional coaches, department heads, and instructional leaders, designs and delivers professional learning that is responsive to the needs of both teachers and students. The report that you have in your package provides a comprehensive analysis of the most recent provincial achievement test results. Today, we will further share our commitment to ensuring that every student in our schools experiences high-quality, faith-filled learning opportunities. At this time, I will pass the presentation over to Nicole Lafreniere, our Director of Curriculum and Assessment. Nicole?
Thank you so much, Superintendent Peterson, and good evening, Madam Chair and trustees. Oh, if I could just get this to work, that would be great. Okay, did it. An area of celebration. In our PAT results, we have some areas in which we are celebrating high or improving results, and I'd like to speak to a few of our strategies that have yielded these results. Our areas of celebration include social studies, science, English as an additional language, and the standard of excellence. One area in particular is social studies, and we've been working with teachers on moving from a stance of a knowledge-based delivery to one in which students are actively engaged in problem solving, critical thinking, and writing. I'd like to show you a few examples. This is an example from our HEATS project, which stands for Humanities Essential Academic Terms and Skills. It takes the verbs from our program of studies and defines them for students and teachers. And then we expand this for teachers so they can see places in their curriculum that ask students to use this particular skill. This is further supported by visible thinking skills and routines, so teachers can see how students can actively apply the terminology. To support the wide range of student needs in the classroom, this is further broken down into sentence starters for students. And you can see that these are all color-coded, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. That mirrors the steps in Benchmarks 2.0, so students' language development is supported. Of course, it's great for every student in the classroom to have that kind of scaffolding, not just our English as additional language learners. And so this is a prime example of how universal design for learning is underpinning all of our resource development. You'll recall that a few years ago, we were very much struggling in the area of science, and we had to create a bit of a strategic plan in order to address this particular subject area. With the help of our science consultants, our school-based leaders, our junior and senior high teachers, our elementary teachers and consultants, we've created a set of baseline activities so that every student in the division has a standard of experiences throughout their educational career. We've also established a science showcase pictured here, and we're pleased to see that it's grown so rapidly that we're now looking at expanding into alternate spaces. Students who experience hands-on learning are excited to participate, and science is a wonderful example of that. One area in which we've been particularly excited to see growth has been in the area of English as an additional language. When comparing our EAL students' achievement to other EAL students across the province, we're over the province in 11 out of 15 categories in the acceptable standard. This is an area in which we've struggled in the past, so we're incredibly pleased to see this growth. We attribute that growth to a few things. First, our consultants have done an amazing job of teaching staff about how to use and apply Benchmarks 2.0. These linguistic benchmarks have been simplified, and in conjunction with technology services, we've built a strong data collection system that allows teachers to fully visualize student growth. We've also been working alongside teachers in developing assessments that demonstrate scaffolding in the same way that we just demonstrated with social studies. Teachers are using these assessments to assess content, understanding, and build academic language. And lastly, we've developed a wide range of visual supports and continue to help teachers target linguistic development through a variety of strategies focusing on equitable classrooms. Of course, we know we still have areas of growth, and those include in mathematics. And as much as we celebrate some growth in English as an additional language, we have some additional work to do there. And we also are striving for higher standard of excellence. In order to improve, our foundation is optimal learning. This will allow us to reground our efforts and plant the seeds for growth. Math is an area in which we are seeing some very specific need for care and attention. When we look at our Math 6 results, we can see that our students performed above the province in both Part A and Part B on the paper version of the exam. So that is the multiple choice part, but then also the part that demands that students complete mental math. There was an extremely low cut score for this exam, meaning that 38 out of 100 demonstrated a pass for the province, and that demonstrates lower achievement throughout the province. This wasn't a surprise to us because we could see some of the changes that were happening with this cohort of students. So if we think about the students who were just writing those grade 6 PAT results, those were the students who experienced shutdown during COVID. They also experienced grade 3 isolations. They did have a fairly stable grade 4 year, but in grade 5, we had new math, and we didn't have, meaning that was when we implemented the new program of studies, but we didn't have any aligned resources that were cover-to-cover resources, meaning resources that would allow a teacher to begin at the beginning of the program and then proceed to the end of the year. We also then went to grade 6, where we had a few more resources, but that's where they wrote their first PAT. And this group, as we project into the future, we can see that now that they're in grade 7, they're returning to a legacy program of studies. In grade 8, we will be piloting the new math again, so they returned back to an older curriculum. Then they will pilot, then we will be implementing. So that is the journey of our current grade 7 students. And we're also seeing at the same time an increase in terms of needs and complexity within the classroom. But that doesn't mean that we are sitting still in learning services. We have created a division framework, this framework for mathematics. And this framework extends the work of optimal learning. It's really important that we recognize that this is not a replacement or on top of it. This is simply a vehicle through which we are going to achieve optimal learning for our students. Like optimal learning, the math framework provides us with common language, high impact instructional strategies, and consistency. This is going to be what all professional learning in math will reference. Our vision for math is to empower students through equitable and rigorous math education that develops mathematical confidence, joy, and mastery. Through the framework, you will hear the language of learning conditions and optimal learning over again as we extend our language to be specific to mathematics. Because in our minds, the question is not whether all students can succeed in mathematics, but whether the adults organizing mathematical learning opportunities can alter traditional beliefs and practices to promote success for all. We can all be math people. In response, we've shifted our professional learning to encompass these areas of growth. Rather than offering a plethora of professional learning on 4 afternoons, we've targeted grade levels and topics to reflect the needs of the division. In this way, we will provide timely, growth-oriented learning over the course of 3 years. Teachers continue to have a wide range of voice and choice in their professional learning on other Thursdays and other opportunities during the year. So here you can see that math is a key component of our division-focused professional learning. As part of the classroom complexity that I was just referencing, we know that English as an additional language is a growing population in our schools. And we value the gifts and perspectives this rich diversity brings to our classrooms. However, we also know that to succeed academically, students require supports to learn content and language simultaneously. You've seen a few examples of how we're supporting this population, but one area I would like to highlight is in specialized staff. We now have 28 English language learner educators in the division, and this group is passionate about student language learning. They work on both a push-in and a pull-out model, supporting students in their academic growth. And to target the standard of excellence, we focus on warm, welcoming relationships, clear goals and feedback, time to practice and try again, strong teaching strategies, and a safe place to take risks. Because when these conditions are in place, students grow stronger in their learning. I will now pass it back to Chief Superintendent Anderson to make the recommendation.
Thank you very much. And I just really want to acknowledge how proud we are of these results, knowing that our classrooms are really complex. And so to acknowledge the work of our teachers, staff, the supportive learning services team, just want them to recognize that the work that they've done to get these results is incredible. So thank you for that. Madam Chair, our recommendation is that based on the evidence provided in the Provincial Achievement Testing Program Results Report 2024-25 and the Provincial Achieving Testing Program Response Report 2024-25, the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12, Appendix B, relative to the current evaluation period. Quality Indicator 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 5.3, 8.3, and 10.3.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson, Superintendent Fian, Superintendent Peterson, Director Lafreniere, Managers Rofi and Federation, and of course the entire team for your excellent presentation and comprehensive report that gives us so much to celebrate. You're not wrong. Based on this reporting, we are incredibly proud of this year's Provincial Achievement Test results and the response provided here today. Edmonton Catholic School students have once again demonstrated strong academic achievement in the 2024-2025 Provincial Achievement Tests, and we have much to celebrate, including the fact that, and this is always a highlight for me, the fact that Edmonton Catholic's participation rates in all grade 6 and grade 9 PAT subject areas remain high. They remain highest in Alberta with over 95%, I believe you referenced, of eligible students writing the assessments. Well, that's huge. So it's not that students are being told, well, don't write because that might, impact what our result might look like. So as well as the fact that ECS students continue to exceed averages in key areas of the PAT, recognizing that this year, and I read that in the report and you alluded to it today, marked the introduction of a new curriculum in English language arts and mathematics, setting a new baseline for future growth. As a former educator, I'm thrilled to see Catholic education thriving and supporting student success. These achievements reflect the dedication of our students and our staff, and we applaud the efforts of our entire village for making teaching and learning come alive in our schools. Even more importantly, the commitment and dedication and always looking for areas of growth and improvement. So the fact that we're always analyzing and we're saying, okay, well, here's a targeted area of improvement for us, and this is what we can look at next year, that I truly believe that all of you need to be applauded for that. And the fact that we will continue to build on this success and strive for even greater accomplishments in the future is huge. But this recommendation does require a motion, and so I will turn it over to Trustee Ingle, who's in queue, to please make this motion. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that based on the evidence provided in the diploma, the PATs, oh, I went too far. I'm sorry, Madam Chair, I just went a little bit too far. Thank you. That based on the provided the Provincial Achievement Testing Program results 2024-2025 and the Provincial Achievement Testing Program Response Report 2024-25, that the Board of Trustees determines the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy Appendix B relative to the current evaluation period. Quality indicators 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 5.3, 8.3, 10.3.
Thank you very much, Trustee Ingle. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
Yes, I do. I love hearing our successes when we're meeting the provincial average in both acceptable and exceeding standards. What I really love about us is the response. That we always come up with an appropriate response where we have an area that we can improve to better kids' foundation for math going forward. So last year we had the response with science. This year we have it with math, and we see the results, and that's how we stay so strong. I do realize that teaching math in the PATs in the elementary years as an elementary generalist. And I know that it's just kind of, I've just got a little bit of a story I want to inject here. We just finished doing some major renovations in our house. And when the contractors came in, and my husband's hovering around them like they're going to make a mistake, like he knows something. But as soon as they find out that he has a math degree and that he's a math and science teacher, they never report for work without talking about the difficulties they're having in math. Even with elementary, junior high students, with the kids grabbing the concept and can we get a tutor, and how the interest surrounding math by parents. And it's always followed by myself. I always did very poorly in math. So I think that your response to improve these is probably it'll definitely show results next year. But I think a lot of PD training is really needed for elementary generalists who don't pick a degree in mathematics like they might in high school. Because to teach something, it really is advantageous to know it really well. So I really like the way we focus on PD in curriculum and how that's going to be part of the response going forward. And your department has an extremely important and overwhelming job. So thank you for the work you do.
Thank you very much, Trustee Engel. And at this time, I'll open the queue for discussion and/or questions to the rest of the board, should there be any. And seeing none, I will turn it back to you just out of courtesy. Trustee Engel, should you wish to close your motion at this time?
I kind of did. Thank you. Thank you very much for the enormous work you put into this.
Thank you very much. And we will now call the vote. Thank you very much. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion is carried. So this is what happens when it's so clear and the presentation is so amazing. It's just, there really aren't any questions. We're just here to celebrate and applaud you all, so thank you for that. We will now move on to 2.1B, Diploma Examination Program Results Report 2024 to 2025 and response. And back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And so once again, we'll follow the same pattern where we will share our results first, followed by how Learning Services will support staff in responding to areas of growth. At this time, I'll turn it over to Superintendent Fian.
Thank you once again, Chief Superintendent Anderson, Board Chair Palazzo, and trustees. The Diploma Examination Program Results Report provides division results for the 2024-2025 school year, in addition to the multi-year results. In addition to the attached report, as like the PATs, these division results will be available on the Division Assurance Dashboard located on our public website, as well as the annual reports section of ECSD.net. Individual school reports have been made available to each principal. The school reports are used by the school staff and school council in monitoring and adjusting their school plan for continuous growth in order to ensure that areas for improvement are identified and addressed at the school level. The school reports will also be posted onto the school assurance dashboards located on the individual schools' public websites. In addition, the attached Diploma Examination Program's Response Report 2024-2025, as prepared by Superintendent Peterson and her team at Learning Services, provides strategies that the division will implement to address areas for growth that were identified when analyzing the diploma examination results. The individual school reports from there are also shared with the individual sites and are used by school staffs and school councils in monitoring and adjusting their school plan for continuous growth, and helps conduct an analysis of the school's success and ensures that principals are developing active and current plans of action to address any identified concerns. Alberta Education and Child Care's Diploma Examination Program was established in 1984. The purposes of the program are to certify the level of individual student achievement in select grade 12 courses, and to ensure that province-wide standards of achievement are maintained, and to report individual and group results. Alberta Education and Child Care's diploma examinations were administered to students in specific grade 12 courses, and more specifically, 30-level courses in grade 12. And most of them do have a French translation as indicated on the screen by an asterisk. These complete what you see on the screen is the complete course offerings for Edmonton Catholic schools in which there were corresponding diploma examinations. It's important to note that a student's final course mark is usually determined by blending a mark obtained on a diploma examination with the school-awarded mark. The final course mark is sometimes referred to as the final blended mark. For students writing diploma examinations in 2024-2025 school year, the diploma examination marks were worth 30%, and the school-awarded marks were worth 70% of the overall diploma mark. When reviewing examination results, differences between the school-awarded marks and diploma examination marks are expected. These two measures of achievement are complementary. The diploma examination provides a common measure of achievement for students all across the province, whereas the school-awarded mark reflects all aspects of course learning, much of which is not measurable through timed tests. This report provides division results for the 2024-2025 school year, in addition to the multi-year results. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the January 2022 diploma examination administration, as well as participation in 2020 and 2021. Consequently, the results for 2020-2021 school year are not available. As a result, caution should be used when interpreting these results over time. Obtaining the acceptable standard in the achievement making the achievement of obtaining a mark of 50% or greater. The percentage of students at Edmonton Catholic schools exceeded the percentage of students who obtained the acceptable standard across the province in school-awarded marks. Those courses are shown on this slide. What is important to note is that we've identified that our school-awarded marks has been an area of growth in the past, and I'm happy to report that this year we've made gains by adding our Science 30 to this already extensive list. Obtaining a standard of excellence is achievement of a mark of 80% or greater. The percentage of students at Edmonton Catholic schools met or exceeded the percentage of students who obtained the standard of excellence in the province in school-awarded marks in English Language Arts 30-2, French Language Arts 30-1, Mathematics 30-2, Science 30, and Biology 30. And once again, we have the chart that was shown during the presentation for our PATs. This time addressing the school-awarded marks as they make up the portion of our overall diploma marks. As you can see, Edmonton Catholic School Division students, as highlighted in the purple, performed well in their school-awarded marks, meeting or exceeding the provincial percentage of students in achieving the acceptable standard in 10 out of 11 courses, and the standard of excellence in 5 out of 11 courses. An interesting element to highlight is that in one area of French Language Arts 30-1, we are now reporting below the province in an acceptable standard. We have, however, increased in our standard of excellence. And if you take a look at that top number, with 100% of our students achieving a standard, what this depicts is the movement of our students from acceptable standard up and above that 80% mark to the standard of excellence in this area. Now moving on to diploma examination results. Once again, obtaining the acceptable standard is the achievement of obtaining a mark of 50% or greater on a diploma exam. The percentage of students in Edmonton Catholic schools who exceeded the percentage of students who obtained the acceptable standard in the province in diploma examination results are shown on this slide as well. Once again, achieving a mark of 80% or greater obtains the standard of excellence. And I am happy to share that English Language Arts 30-1 has now been added to this list this year to join our English Language Arts 30-2, Social Studies 30-1, Math 30-2, and Science 30. The Edmonton Catholic School Division students, again highlighted in purple, performed well in their diploma marks, exceeding the provincial percentage of students in achieving the acceptable standard in 7 out of 11 courses and the standard of excellence in 5 out of 11 courses on their diploma examinations. Overall, this is a good news story, and the Edmonton Catholic School students performed well on their diploma examinations. Over the past year, school and division staff, students, and parents and guardians worked diligently to sustain and continue this trend of positive results. Thank you again very much for your time, and now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Superintendent Peterson.
Thank you once again, Superintendent Vian. Madam Chair, Trustees, Chief Superintendent Anderson. Learning Services work is grounded in our mission to provide a Catholic education that inspires students to learn and that prepares them to live fully and to serve God in one another. The report you've received is based on the analysis of diploma exam results, providing subject-specific insights that inform planning and system-wide improvements, supporting our efforts to ensure optimal learning conditions that empower students to reach their full potential. Today, we will highlight our next steps in ensuring that every student in our high schools experience high-quality, faith-filled learning opportunities. Once again, at this time, I would like to invite Director Nicole Lafreniere to the podium.
Thank you, Superintendent Peterson, Madam Chair, Trustees, Chief Superintendent Anderson. Learning Services is pleased to share how we are using a data-informed approach to shape our supports in schools. We're excited to see improvement in several key areas: the standard of excellence, high school mathematics, sciences, and social studies. As a division, we have been targeting our standard of excellence for several years, and where we were once several percentage points behind the province, there is now only 0.3% that separates us. We can attribute that to a few factors. First, I'd like to note that we improved significantly in almost all areas of mathematics in senior high. In examining the data, one of the changes we've worked hardest on is making a huge difference. And where we used to see students not achieving on the written response, we're seeing tremendous growth. We feel that's attributable to the creation of standards at each grade level with directing words, success criteria, and exemplars. Teachers are collaboratively examining student work with the support of their consultant, and we're seeing clear results as they begin to understand what the standard really means. While this is a wonderful success, one area we are tracking are the number of students taking math to the diploma level. As we see improvements from K to 9, we hope to see more students finding the confidence and desire to take mathematics to the 30-1 and 30-2 level. We're very pleased to see progress in chemistry and in the standard of excellence in biology. These have been key areas of growth for us over the past several years. Due to the Science Academy, which is a PD partnership with the University of Alberta, school-based residencies with consultants, and physical upgrades in labs, we're seeing more hands-on opportunities for students. We've also been working directly with teachers in the classroom, teaching them how to use the most up-to-date software for analyzing lab results, increasing real-world experiences for students. And while we didn't see results over the province in the acceptable standard on the Diploma in Science 30, I would like to acknowledge that we've seen growth in this area in the sense that we are seeing more students take science to the 30 level, meaning more students are challenging at the diploma. This opens doors for our students in post-secondary and therefore is a good news story. We continue to strive towards the standard of excellence, and we see several areas in which we improved, including French Language Arts 30-1, Social Studies 30-1, Bio 30, Chem 30, Math 30-1, and 30-2. We attribute this to a sincere investment in our department heads' instructional leadership. Each high school consultant has been meeting both in person and over Teams to work with department heads on analyzing data and determining what specific supports are required for their site. Department heads are also personalizing their supports for their staff, and consultants have been busier than ever in classrooms, working directly with teachers on their instruction. We've seen some excellent growth in Social Studies 30-1, and we attribute much of this growth to a renewed focus on writing criteria, ensuring that assessments are designed so that students can represent their understanding in a variety of ways, and engaging students in mastering source analysis through multiple means of engagement. This fosters motivation and investment in the subject matter. In 30-2 in particular, we're looking at ways to support student academic language through immersive experiences in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Similarly to elementary and junior high, we continue to work on science, math, and the standard of excellence at the diploma level. We're also supporting many more beginning teachers at the beginning of their career who are teaching at the high school or at the diploma level. We're seeing many teachers in the first few years of their career faced with significant challenges in their classroom, whether it's a high number of new courses, increased classroom complexity, or having experienced disruption in their own schooling. We're passionate about supporting our newest teachers and are reaching out to them at all levels. At the high school level, we're seeing more and more teachers teaching a 30-level course, and consultants are responding by providing at-the-elbow planning and classroom residencies. We also have a wraparound connection with our human resources partners and recruitment specialists. We make sure that consultants reach out and provide personalized connections and supports. We also offer 3 conference-style days over the course of the year, and this is all supported by a committee with religious education services, learning services, student support services, and human resources. So as you can see, we're taking a very holistic approach to the support of these teachers. As Superintendent Fian said, we're very happy with the growth that we've seen in school-awarded marks. And while we have seen growth, we still sometimes see that our school-awarded marks lag behind school-awarded marks throughout the province, particularly in the standard of excellence. Therefore, our work is not done in this area. As a division, we're examining our assessment strategies to look beyond the pencil and paper type exam to ensure that students have a range of experiences reflected in their gradebook. Their gradebook should tell a story of their learning beyond multiple choice. We have several communities of practice that focus on how students can demonstrate their knowledge and understanding in ways beyond an exam. And when we tell those stories differently, we often see a shift in how teachers are assessing students. As a division, we realize that we have an area of growth in physics. We have an initial meeting with physics teachers upcoming in December to analyze our data and determine with those teachers how we may address it. This is a small cohort of teachers, and therefore our response will be highly tailored to their individual needs. In English 30-2, we regularly see a very complex group of students, as this is one of the 2 courses that students have to take to the 30 level for graduation. And as you can see by the graphic, we have a large group of grade 12 students requiring additional supports in EAL. We're targeting this group of students and teachers through community of practice, building further resources that support student learning of reading, building common writing assessments, and collaboratively marking them in order to set a grade level standard. We also are building resources that are inclusive of all learners. In this way, we hope to support these students in their achievement, ensuring they all have a chance to cross the stage as an ECSD graduate. Overall, we are proud of ECSD students and teachers. They continue to do exceptional work, and Learning Services is privileged to support student learning and achievement and teacher professional learning. I'll now turn it over to Chief Superintendent to make the recommendation.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Superintendent Fian, Superintendent Peterson, Director Lafreniere, Manager Rofi, Federation, and the Learning Services team who are still here. Once again, we are proud of how we demonstrate continuous growth and improvement in most areas. And just as an example, the science results that you highlighted is testament to that dedication. So really grateful for the work of our staff, for their continued hard work and commitment to ensuring that our students are successful. And so, Madam Chair, our recommendation is that based on evidence provided in the Diploma Examinations Program Results Report 2024-25 and the Diploma Examinations Program Response Report 2024-25, the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12 Appendix B relative to the current evaluation period. Quality Indicator 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 5.3, 8.3, and 10.3.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson. Okay, here we go. You were so enlightened me that I lost my place. Give me 1 second here.
At least you didn't say everybody was a math whiz again.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay, we're all math people. Here we go. Okay, so thank you once again, Chief Superintendent Anderson, Superintendent Fian, Superintendent Peterson, Supervisor Harris, Director Lafreniere, Managers Rofi and Federation, and of course, all of you. And again, for another excellent presentation and comprehensive report that gives us even more reason to celebrate. Based on this reporting, we have every reason to be incredibly proud. Our diploma exam results reflects the fruits of our mission to provide a Catholic education that inspires students to learn and that prepares them to live fully and to serve God and one another. We are proud of our graduates and remain focused on supporting every learner to reach their full potential as they prepare for post-secondary studies and future careers. And we applaud the commitment to the ongoing analysis of diploma exam results to inform instructional planning and professional learning, and that the fact that our diploma results met or exceeded the provincial averages in most grade 12 courses is truly something to celebrate. English language arts, social studies, mathematics, science, and French language arts, with English language arts 30-1 seeing a 2% increase, right? And I know how proud you are of that. I mean, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So the fact that they are achieving a 2% increase in the standards of excellence compared to last year provides us the assurance that we continue to be invested in targeted interventions, enhanced resources, and collaborative teacher development to support the continued growth in all subject areas, such as Physics 30, as you indicated, being identified as one of those area of targeted intervention. Can't wait to see those results next year. And of course, in supporting our teachers teaching a 30 level course for the first time. I mean, kudos to each and every one of you and the assessment practices that are being used. It was just so, in seeing all of that, I just see how much additional work the division is doing in order to ensure that our students are just right up there. And although there is so much more to celebrate, I will turn it to Trustee Tiber, who's in queue, to please make this motion. Go ahead, please, Trustee Tiber.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that based on the evidence provided in the Diploma Examination Program Results Report 2024-2025 and the Diploma Examination Program Response Report 2024-2025, the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12, Appendix B, relative to the current evaluation period as read.
Thank you very much, Trustee Tiber. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
Yes, I do. Thank you. And I like that, like the last report, the numbers, they are what they are. They are in the past. It's kind of that starting point. But I think that what happens next is what we love to focus on. And, you know, we know that continuous improvement is the point. And we also want to make sure that, you know, all our departments work together. And I always find that fascinating. When I look at sometimes other, you know, organizations, it's like, you know, I'm over here, you're over here. But with Edmonton Catholic, we are able to, you know, create all those departments that come together. All of our superintendents work together in order to really make sure that our students get what they need. And, you know, we talk about, you know, creating strategies and tracking results, the technology that we use, our new teacher supports. I've seen it firsthand. You know, we talk about elbow planning. Even the term alone is so encouraging to know that somebody is at your elbow and making sure that if you don't know, or if you're unsure, or if you just need a little bit of encouragement and support, somebody is there to help you. And our religious education department is involved in that as well. And I think that's so great for our Catholic teachers, that they know that they're not alone in this. There are so many people that come together. And, you know, all of our areas of growth in all our subjects and all the planning that has gone into it that you've shown in the report is truly remarkable. And, you know, this will only grow. And I do believe that. And I also know that this is going to allow our students to succeed. And when they succeed, that's when they get to explore after graduation, because that's always the goal, is to make sure that our kids graduate, because there is a big world out there. So wherever they go and however they see their lives navigating in our global society, it's because of the work that goes on in these reports. This one, the last one. So I thank you for all your work, and I know that we'll be talking about this again. And I'm really excited to see next year, to see where the results and all of the planning, how it takes shape and then, you know, adapts and grows, because that's what we are. We are a growing learning organization that really honestly focuses on our students. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Trustee Tiber. And at this time, we'll open the queue for any questions and or discussion to the rest of the board. And I do recognize Trustee Engel in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Great report and really well presented. I like the way you go through the response, you know, tell us about the upcoming meetings with the physics teachers. I do have just a couple of questions. One is, and I really agree, and he knows far more than me in the world of academics, but Superintendent Feehan commented that they're always, the school awarded mark is different than the diploma. But in some cases, 10% different. Is that expected? Does that change from year to year? Is it reflective of how the overall metrics works out when we look at the bar graph? Because, you know, I realize it's a picture, a snapshot in time, but it's also, you know, like sometimes the deviation is, some years was there any anomaly, anything? Because I did think, and maybe I'm wrong, but it was much higher this year than I've seen it in the past. And I was just wondering, is it because it was a snapshot in time? Did it have to do with something that was happening? And if there isn't a response, I'm okay with that too. I can follow up with you later. But when I was going through it last night, I thought I should have asked that more thoroughly in governance, because it did strike me at 2-digit numbers in most cases.
Thank you very much, Chair Palazzo, through to Trustee Engel. What we see in our numbers is that we have largely drawn in line with the gap that the province has as well. And that's always one of the standards that we take a look at. In terms of the variance, depending on courses, depending on year, there are some differences between our results for our school awarded marks in the provinces, but we have now closed that gap with the province. And so that's always what's very important to understand, is that the way that we are assessing our students inside of the classroom is coming closer aligned. Now, in terms of the variation and the difference, there are a variety of different assessment practices that people will implement inside of their classrooms that go beyond the scope, as I had shared in my report, of just the test that the diploma examination is and the way that it assesses. I can turn it over to my colleagues over in Learning Services just to talk about some of the varying assessments that help create the school awarded mark that will give a more robust understanding of an overall student learning. And as we said, the school diploma is that one-day snapshot of that overall learning, but all in that standardized format. So I can turn it over to Learning Services to talk about some of the different assessments that will account for the fact that it would be different than your overall test assessments.
Thank you, Superintendent Fian. Madam Chair, through to Trustee Engel. Thank you for the question. That is really an insightful question. One of the things that Superintendent Fian is talking about is he's talking about the school awarded mark, and we want to look at the school awarded mark and how our teachers are assessing as compared to all the teachers across the province. Right. So we want to see that our teachers are assessing similarly to other teachers across the province and make sure that that is closely aligned. And then the other way that we read the data is we want to look at how are the outcomes, how are our teachers addressing the outcomes in the program of study. So I'm going to use English language arts. Forgive me, Chair Palazzo, you'll understand why I'm using that one, because that's the one I know the best. But I'm going to use that as an example. So when we go to assess a student in English language arts, our diploma exam largely tests them on reading and writing. But we know that our program of studies assesses so much more. And so we need to look at those assessments in terms of their reading, their writing, their speaking, their listening, their viewing, their representing. And so we want to make sure that the mark is holistic. When I talk about the story of the grade book, that's what I'm talking about, is that school awarded mark is telling the story of all of those outcomes. So it's not unusual. And in fact, we would hope to see that the school awarded mark is higher than the diploma exam mark, because our teachers are looking at or getting to know that student over time. That student has multiple opportunities to be assessed rather than having just that one snapshot. Does that help address it?
So I guess what I'm getting from that is, like, at one time we paid particular attention to the closeness of that assessment, to make sure our assessments, like, I guess maybe I've just been around too long and seen too many trends. But also I see what you're saying, that we're looking more to our school-based mark being close to the other provinces' school-based marks than we are, because of our sort of learning in the area of assessment and assessing in a broader way. So that really helps me when I'm explaining it. And I'm sorry, I maybe should have inferred that on my own, but thank you for the answer.
No problem.
The other question I have is, we were at Student Voice last night, and one of the things that came out was, like, classroom complexity in the elementary. We know what causes the complexity. And in the high schools, it's maybe less of the same ways that it's complex, because of the fact that there's more segregated programming with K&E -2, -3. You know, it falls off a bit, and it's easier with, but they were mentioning too, with the lack of space, with the lack of finding teachers, that often there's more than one subject taught in a classroom, and that's what they considered a complexity, which was, I've heard rural boards bring it up, but we had some students in our group yesterday bring that up. So I just want to really, really give you kudos and our teachers kudos, because you're working with a lot of challenges to do a very complicated job in terms of assessment, as you've explained right now, in terms of how complexity changes as you get into the high school, in terms of finding teachers who are appropriate for some of the subjects that may not be available. So I'm just amazed how well we continue to do, and when you report how confident you are in your ability to offer teachers, and having said that, more the assurance the board gets year over year over year when we kind of do a regression analysis is here where we were, and this is where we went. And so I really love when you point out we improved so much this last year. So thank you for that doesn't come easy. Thank you so much for all your work. And thank you to our teachers who are dealing with all of these things and continuing to put students and learning first. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Trustee Engel, and thank you to you, Director Lafreniere. And I know that you recall, I know that teachers really do a deep dive, so when they get their results, then they look at each individual student as well. And so oftentimes, they may even go in with a school-awarded mark that maybe is not as high as their diploma. But I thought these results were, what I'm seeing here, were exceptional. I mean, if your average comes in within 10%, at one time they even tried to bring it down to 5%, and that was really stressful. But of course, we always have to remember that when students go in, there's a lot of anxiety that's associated on that one-time writing of that exam. Yeah, no, and I love that. I really love it.
Ask me about it.
For sure.
Knowledge when I'm explaining.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it was commendations to you, but you have been around the block because you even brought up regression analysis there. So I thought, yeah, look at her go. Yeah.
I've been all the way.
Thank you very much. And so there are no other trustees in queue, so I will turn it back to you, Trustee Taber, should you wish to close your motion at this time. Thank you. And so at this time, we will call the vote. Thank you very much. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, I'll note for the record that the motion is carried. Thank you to the entire team for being here and for the excellent presentation and response today. This now takes us to 2.2, Audited Financial Statements 2024 to 2025, and we'll turn it over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you very much. And so today we have CFO Schultz, who will present the audited financial statements of ECSD for the year ended August 31st, 2025. Over to you, CFO Schultz.
Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to provide you with the audited financial statements for the Edmonton Catholic Separate School Division for the year ended August 31st, 2025. This slide highlights that the ultimate responsibility for the financial statement lies with the Board of Trustees. A detailed review of these statements with the trustees was essential prior to their approval this evening. The review was performed during the Audit and Finance Committee, which included the entire Board of Trustees and 2 external committee members, both of which are CPAs. The overall financial highlights for the year include an annual operating surplus of $0.8 million in comparison to a $3.7 million surplus in the previous fiscal year, an accumulated surplus from operations, or ASO, of $34.8 million, representing 6% of total expenditures, which is an overall $5.2 million reduction from the previous year. Keep in mind that 6% is the maximum allowable percentage for the ASO according to Alberta Education and Child Care Guidelines. Capital reserves of $17.8 million, which increased $4.1 million from $13.7 million in the previous year. The increase relates to a transfer from the ASO to the capital reserves, which will also be approved today, and was offset by work performed on projects approved in previous years. 2.9% of expenses was spent on system administration compared to 2.9% in the previous year, and still well below the 3.2% ceiling imposed by Alberta Education. I am pleased to report that the proportion spent on instruction held steady at 78.7%. The Statement of Financial Position provides a summary of the division's assets, liabilities, and net assets. As of August 31st, 2025, the division has $116.8 million in total financial assets, including such items as cash, accounts receivable, and investments. $119.4 million in total liabilities, including accounts payable, unspent deferred contributions. $696.6 million in non-financial assets, composed primarily of capital assets, as well as $618.9 million in spent deferred capital contributions. And finally, $75.1 million in net assets. The overall message here is that the division continues to remain in a healthy financial position, even as it continues to face funding and enrollment pressures. The Statement of Operations provides a summary of the division's revenues, expenses, and the resulting surplus or deficit for the year. In the current year, the division posted a surplus of $0.8 million based on revenues of $612.4 million and expenses of $611.6 million. This is in comparison to an original budget of $594.7 million in revenue, $608.9 million in expenditures, with an expected deficit of $14.2 million. The overall changes compared to budget were as follows. Revenue were $17.6 million in excess of budget. This was primarily driven by an increase of Government of Alberta revenues of approximately $16.4 million, with that increase being driven by a number of factors, including increased supplemental enrollment growth funding, increased service and support funding, base instructional funding, learning disruption support funding, transportation funding, an amount related to the retroactive teacher salary and benefits funding, and the lower offset of reduced property tax revenue, which will be discussed shortly. This increase was also partially offset by lower actual enrollment compared to budget and a decrease in estimated Alberta Teachers' Retirement Fund contributions paid during the year as in comparison to budget. Federal government and other government grants increased by $1.5 million, with the increase being driven primarily by increased funding for the Jordan's Principal program. Property taxes decreased by $2.6 million, with the decrease being driven by net changes in municipal property assessment values and mill rates. Fees increased by $1.1 million due to an increase in school activities from increased enrollment as well as increased bus ridership. Sales, services, and products increased by $1.7 million. The increase is mainly due to revenues associated with the City Home Buyers Program. Investment income decreased by $1.1 million, driven mainly by lower than expected interest rates. Next is expenses. Instructional ECS increased by $2.7 million due to additional inclusive supports being put in place for ECS students. Instruction for grades 1 to 12 decreased by approximately $2.7 million, with the decrease being driven by lower payroll costs associated with lower than expected enrollment growth. And the decrease was partially offset by an increase in certificated payroll costs due to the legislated 3% retroactive teachers' compensation adjustment. Operations and maintenance decreased by $3.2 million due to lower than expected utility expenses from lower average electricity prices, as well as lower amortization due to timing of completion of various projects. Transportation costs increased by $5.1 million. This increase is due mainly to increased rates paid to our carriers, an increase in the number of routes required, and increased ETS ridership driven by increased enrollment. The 24-25 budget was based on carrier rates determined before the new agreements were finalized, which contributed to the increased cost of transportation. System administration increased by $1.8 million compared to budget due to salary grid movements, increased payroll rates, a larger number of employees, as well as increased operating costs. External services decreased by $1.1 million, with the decrease being driven by lower federal funding for the LINK program. The following slide highlights the continued efforts of the division to direct as much funding as possible to the classroom. Funding to the classroom in the 2024-25 year was 78.7% of all expenditures. This is identical to the proportion spent in the previous year on instruction. The amount spent on system administration, again, is 2.9%, which is well below the maximum of 3.2%. Also keep in mind that the 12.2% spent on operations and maintenance helps ensure that the schools and classrooms are suitable for learning, and the 5% on transportation ensures that students can get to those schools to learn. The schedule of net assets provides a summary of the surplus that has been generated over the history of the division. The surplus is grouped into three major categories: investment in tangible capital assets, capital reserves, and operating reserves. Major points to note here are the following. The capital reserve increased from $13.7 million to $17.8 million in 24-25, driven by the transfer to the capital reserve and offset by work performed on previously approved projects. Please note that capital reserves are used to maintain and or improve both school and non-school sites. The operating reserve decreased from $40 million to $34.8 million during the year, meaning that the division's ASO balance decreased from 7.2% in 2024 to 6.0% in 2025. Again, keep in mind that 6% is the maximum prescribed by Alberta Education. The statement of cash flows simply provides a glimpse into the cash received and spent during the year by the division. The cash balance for the division increased by approximately $10 million in the current year, driven primarily by operational factors. A summarized chart is provided to outline the impact of all factors throughout the year, including the change from operational activities, capital transactions, investing transactions, and financing transactions. With that brief summary, I would like to now turn it back to Chief Superintendent Anderson to address the recommendations for the board.
Thank you very much, CFO Schultz. And so I will read three recommendations one at a time. And so our first recommendation is that the board approves the $8.6 million transfer from operating reserves to capital reserves effective August 31st, 2025.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson, CFO Schultz, Norm Schmidt, Senior Manager Extraordinaire. I always call you for today's presentation, for your diligence, your assurance, and we applaud you for the clean and successful audit as reported by Doan Grant Thornton. And this is attributed to the expertise of our team. Before calling for a motion, I would like to once again acknowledge, welcome, and thank Principal Ashley Zutz for being here today, for your expertise. It's always a pleasure to have you join us at our public board meeting, and for joining the Board of Trustees at our Audit and Finance Committee meeting last Thursday and assuring the board that Edmonton Catholic runs a tight ship. Thank you. And as this is a recommendation, and I do see Trustee Mutala in queue, I will turn it to you, Trustee Mutala, to please make this motion.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the board approves the $8.6 million transfer from operating reserves to the capital reserves effective August 31st, 2025.
Thank you. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, I'm good.
Thank you. And at this time, seeing no other trustees in queue, we will now call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we will note for the record that the motion is carried. And we will now turn it back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson, for the second motion.
Okay, thank you very much. And the second recommendation is that the board approves the audited financial statements dated August 31st, 2025 for release to the public and to Alberta Education.
Thank you very much. Trustee Mutala, you're still in queue. Are you fine with doing the second motion? Go ahead, please.
I move that the board approves the audited financial statements dated August 31st, 2025 for release to the public and to Alberta Education.
Thank you very much. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you. And once again, seeing no other trustees in queue, we will call the vote. Thank you very much. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion is carried. We will now turn it back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson, for the third recommendation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And the third recommendation is that, based on the evidence provided in the audited financial statements and auditor's report, the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12, Appendix B, relative to the current evaluation period. Quality Indicator 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.8, 9.1, and 10.3.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson. And Trustee Mutala, since you're in queue and no other trustees are in queue, I'll turn it back over to you to make this third motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that based on the evidence provided in the audited financial statements and the auditor's report, the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12, Appendix B, relative to the current evaluation period. Quality indicators 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.8, 9.1, and 10.3.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mutala. I will afford you the opportunity to speak to your motion.
I just want to say a big thank you to Chief Superintendent Anderson and to Chief Finance Officer Chad. And thank you, Ashley, for being there with us for our meetings and to explaining, make sure we understand all the financial issues, which sometimes we're not always that great at, but thank you anyway. And I want to say that the auditor's report has given us a clean audit and ensures all auditing principles are being followed, and that Edmonton Catholic Schools is compliance with all Alberta education and board mandates. So thank you for making sure that we're there.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mutala. And I will open queue to the rest of the board should you have any questions and or comments. And seeing none, I'll insert myself before calling the vote. And once again, as Trustee Mutala has already shared, we want to thank our auditors as well as CFO Schultz and his entire team for the assurance that the quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12, Appendix B, and, of course, for engaging in open and transparent dialogue. And Trustee Mutala, I will turn it back to you should you wish to close your motion at this time.
No, I'm good.
Thank you. And so we will now call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we will once again note for the record that the motion is carried. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley, for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you once again. We will now proceed to the last agenda item under business of the meeting, 2.3, rescinding bylaw 2004-003, provision of criminal record checks, and we'll turn it over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you very much. And I see General Counsel Carbonic is making her way forward, who will walk us through rescinding this bylaw. So I will turn it over to General Counsel.
Almost a year ago, the Board of Trustees passed several bylaws intended to govern the elements leading up to the October civic election. One of those bylaws governed the eligibility requirements for candidates that they would have to meet in order to run as a candidate for trustee with Edmonton Catholic Schools. Amendments last year to the Municipal Government Act allowed school boards to include in their eligibility criteria the criteria that candidates produce a police information check. And it was on this basis that the board included in this bylaw the requirement that all candidates produce a vulnerable sector police information check. While it was intended by the board to be a requirement intended to protect our students and align with the same standards as our division staff, the implementation of the requirement did prove to be more challenging than expected. I want to thank Corporate Secretary Nacarado and several members of the Edmonton Police Service who facilitated this process and invested countless hours in doing so in order to ensure that candidates were able to obtain their vulnerable sector police information checks on a timely basis. That said, in light of those challenges, we're recommending that the board rescind this bylaw, which will allow for some more time to rethink and revisit the police information check requirement. Barring any need for a by-election, we have until the next civic election in 4 years to revisit this topic and develop a better path forward that meets the needs of all parties involved.
Thank you very much, General Counsel Carbonic. And we want to thank you as well, while our board corporate secretary, certainly you've already shared your gratitude with her. We'd like to share our gratitude with you as well, as we know we can always come to you. And the fact that we're bringing it here today and you're here with us, we just want to share our appreciation. Thank you. In light of General Counsel Carbonic's explanation, I do see Vice Chair Tuchansky in queue, willing to introduce the first reading of the motion to rescind bylaw number 2024-003. Vice Chair Tuchansky, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the Board of Trustees rescinds bylaw number 2024-03 effective upon board approval of 3 hearings of this motion.
Thank you. Would you like to speak to your motion?
I do briefly. I'm grateful that we put this forward originally. The intent was to hold ourselves to the same standards as our staff in the division, no higher, no lower. And of course, being a trustee, it's always hard to explain that we often are with students and children alone. So that was the intent, of course, as we know, the challenges that came with that for our corporate secretary and our board, and of course you, Chief Legal. It's obviously the right thing to do, but I'm hoping that there's a way to get around it next time around so that we don't cause you angst and headaches and the effort that you put forward, getting it through for us during the election and just in the nick of time. So we are grateful, but with that, we are happy to put this forward.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Tuchansky, and I really appreciate the fact that you brought forward the reason that the board moved forward with this decision, and it was basically to hold ourselves just as accountable as we hold our staff. So thank you for bringing that forward. I will now open up discussion and/or comments, questions to the rest of the board. And seeing none, I'll turn it back to you, Vice Chair Tuchansky. Do you wish to close your motion at this time?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And so I'll now call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion is carried. Vice Chair Tuchansky, I'll turn it back to you to move to second reading of the proposed motion, should you so wish.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the Board of Trustees rescinds bylaw number 2024-003, effective upon board approval of 3 hearings of this motion.
Thank you. Would you like to speak to your motion?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I will now once again open questions and/or discussion to the rest of the board. And seeing none, I'll turn it back to you, Vice Chair Tuchansky, should you wish to close your motion at this time.
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And so we will now call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note once again for the record that the motion is carried. Thank you. And so in order to proceed to third and final reading regarding the rescission of bylaw 2024003, trustees in attendance must provide unanimous approval to do so. Even if a trustee has voted against first or second reading of the bylaw, a trustee may wish to and is allowed to approve the matter proceeding to third reading if they so wish, to do so for the sake of expediency and thereby negating the need for this matter to be further considered at the board's next public board meeting. Vice Chair Tuchansky, would you like to seek unanimous approval of the board to move to third reading of the rescission of bylaw 2024003?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the Board of Trustees unanimously approve a motion to proceed to third reading of the rescission of bylaw number 2024-003.
Thank you. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And once again, I'll afford the opportunity for the board, for trustees on the board to ask questions and or comments.
Excuse me.
And seeing none, I will turn it back to you, Vice Chair Tuchansky, should you wish to close your motion at this time.
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And so we will now call the vote. Thank you. Once again, as all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion is carried. We will now proceed to third reading. Vice Chair Tuchansky, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the Board of Trustees rescinds bylaw number 2024-003, effective upon passing this motion.
Thank you. Would you like to speak to your motion?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And once again, opening questions and or comments for the rest of the board. And seeing none, I'll turn it back to you, Vice Chair Tuchansky, should you wish to close your motion at this time.
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And we will proceed to call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion has passed. Thank you very much. Thank you, General Counsel Carbonic, for your advisement in this process. And we will now turn to number 3 on the agenda, presentation and review of accountability reports, 3.1 communications report, and back over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So earlier today, we were excited to recognize the communications team for the Bravo Award. And now we spend a little bit more time celebrating and highlighting the great work of this team. So today we have Manager Meadows, who will share how they continuously, effectively inform and engage in communicating to our school communities and beyond. So over to you, Manager Meadows.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Palazzo, trustees, Chief Superintendent Anderson. I am Christine Meadows, the Manager of Communications. Our team consists of 3 communication specialists, Christiane Lefebvre, Dana Prefontaine, and Kevin Jesus, a graphic design specialist who serves as our division art director, Christine Placan, graphic designer Nika Bagasan, 2 multimedia specialists, Alan Au, who's still with us, and Patrick Kelly, a web content coordinator, Sandra Coley, and our administrative coordinator, Jessica Verga. Oh, and what you see now is all the incredible work they do behind the scenes to bring Catholic education to life in Edmonton Catholic schools. Communications' role is to make sure families receive timely and accurate information. We support at both the school and division level. We work with principals and school staff by giving them clear and consistent messaging, and we handle crisis and issues communication where timing and accuracy are essential. We coordinated all media relations for the division, and at the core of all this work is ECSD's Catholic identity. It shapes our language, our storytelling, and the way we serve families. Across the division, we support strategic and digital communications to keep all channels aligned. By channels, I mean all the different ways we share information. We provide crisis and issues response, family communication, media and public engagement, event support, and design and multimedia services. We also manage marketing and advertising for major initiatives. We're proud to have welcomed or helped welcome more than 51,000 students to the 25-26 school year. Our Catholic identity is at the heart of our work. We make sure it's visible in everything we share, from wording to visuals to the stories we highlight. We support faith-rooted initiatives like the division theme, the mission banners, and videos that help families connect to our mission. A big part of this work is done in collaboration with religious education services. I always say Manager Tellerico is like the 11th member on our team. She is always open for collaboration and has really put her stamp on a lot of the projects we've been working on as of late. Together, we align communication with the liturgical year, faith events, and the spiritual life of our schools. This partnership means our communications reflect the rhythms and priorities of Catholic education, from Advent and Lent to school masses and faith-based initiatives. A strong example of our collaboration with religious education services was the announcement of the new Pope. Well before the official news, long before the white smoke, we worked closely with Sandy and her team to develop a communications plan. This included back and forth approvals, careful drafting of messages, and coordination to ensure that every detail reflected our Catholic identity. By planning together in advance, we were ready to share information with families, staff, and the wider community in a way that was seamless and intentional. As mentioned earlier, a big part of our role is supporting homeschool communication. Our messages always start with the most important action families need to take. Everything is reviewed by the right subject experts, so it's accurate before it goes out. We also follow predictable timing for general updates. This means advance notice for upcoming deadlines, promoting a questionnaire when it opens. The goal is simple. Families know where to look and what to expect. We use a mix of tools to reach families in the ways that work best for them. School Messenger is our direct channel for email and text updates. Our website, ECSD.net, and Division social media are also tools used to share information widely, and schools reinforce messages through their own newsletters, websites, and social media. We use print or in-school notices when a message is better delivered in pen or in person or on paper. We also prepare media statements when broader public clarity is needed. When we write our messages, we keep them action first, grounded in our Catholic voice, and inclusive for all families. They're formatted to read easily on a phone, and the timing is intentional to ensure updates land at the right moment. All of this helps families feel informed, supported, and confident in the information they are receiving. ECSD.net is the first place we update whenever information is new or changing. The front page is intentionally designed so families can find what they need quickly, and the site is mobile-friendly as most parents access it from their phones. A statistic we have from our website is about 70% of users are visiting ECSD.net from a mobile phone. We also timestamp updates on posts so families know exactly when information was last refreshed. To support schools, we provide ready-made messages and visuals they can share directly with their communities on their own pages. Over 3 million visits in the 2024-2025 school year to our website, which is a 25% increase. That growth tells us families trust ECSD.net as their go-to source for reliable, up-to-date information. For school level communication, we provide weekly swag and LOAG content, newsletter template text, social posts, visual assets, and urgent web alerts. When a situation arises at a school, we prepare key messages and sample responses so principals can communicate quickly and confidently. On the crisis side, our commitment is that families hear from us before anything reaches the media. We use templates to respond quickly and work with leadership services and OH&S to confirm details. We also monitor social media to address misinformation early. When it comes to the media, our approach is proactive. We highlight positive stories happening in schools throughout the year, and we also handle every media request that comes into the division. All inquiries go directly through communications so we can protect privacy, confirm details, and ensure responses reflect division priorities. We work closely with principals, leadership services, and the chief superintendent when preparing statements or coordinating interviews. We also monitor news and social media so we can stay on top of the coverage and public reaction. The goal is to provide accurate information, protect our students and staff, and make sure the division speaks with one clear voice. This chart shows the process we follow whenever a media request comes in. Everything starts with the request coming directly to communications so that we can manage the response centrally. From there, we review the details and confirm the context. We work with subject matter experts and the Chief Superintendent's office to develop accurate and appropriate messaging. Nothing goes out without the Chief Superintendent's approval, which keeps our responses aligned with division direction. Once that's complete, we deliver the response, whether that's a written statement, an interview, or background information. This process keeps our messaging consistent, calm, and coordinated, and it ensures that the public hears accurate information from the division. For example, if a local newspaper requests comment on yellow school bus ride times, communications connects with transportation to gather the facts. We then draft a response in collaboration with Susan McCauley, followed by a review and further tweaking by the impacted superintendent, who in this case would be Superintendent Fiacco, and then the final approval from Chief Superintendent Lynette Anderson. Only after this process is complete do we share the response with the media, which sometimes can take all day. Looking ahead, our commitment to Catholic education remains at the center of everything we share. We'll continue focusing on clear, consistent messaging and coordinating across departments to keep information accurate. We'll maintain strong media relationships and keep building trust through storytelling that reflects who we are and why our mission matters. Our goal is to help families feel informed, supported, and connected to their school community. And with that, I am happy to take questions.
Thank you, Manager Meadows. And one thing I wanted to highlight was the incredible work that the team provided with just recognition of our Jubilee year. And we had a lot of local requests to use our material, but even across the world. And so that's testament that Edmonton Catholic is often, people go on our website looking for inspiration, and really it is testament to a lot of the work that your team produces. So thank you for that. Madam Chair, our recommendation is that based on the evidence provided in the communications report, the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12 Appendix B relative to the current evaluation period. Quality indicator 10.1, 10.3, 10.4, 10.5.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson, Communications Manager Christine Meadows, Alan All, who's still with us, and of course the entire team for your extraordinary report and for bringing your department to another level. And I say that in all sincerity. Like, I love seeing the work that communications comes up with. Even the heading that is now on there, first to know how ECSD keeps families and community informed and engaged. Like, I love that, because that's exactly what we do. It's just the work that you all contribute and you work so closely together is phenomenal. I look forward to receiving anything from communications. And I actually look that's the first place I look on, it's ECSD. So I just want to say that anything that comes from your department is not only creative, engaging, informative, the graphics are exceptional, it entices you to want to see more. And then listening to what Chief Superintendent Anderson has just shared, that, we're getting requests from outside external partners and whatnot, and they're wanting to use our work, it entices you. I certainly understand that. So just wanted to provide you with the outstanding recognition that you deserve. Thank you for sharing your gifts and talents, and please share with the rest of your team how extremely impressed we are as a board, and of course for continuing to highlight our Catholic identity, our division, something that we are totally grateful for. And to you, Manager Christine Meadows, you are exceptional, and I know that anytime I need anything, you're very immediate in your responses. So I just want to thank you for supporting the board as well. You're very talented, and you share your gifts and talents, as does Alan, as does the rest of your department. And again, you bring our ECSD narrative to life every day, and we're also just so proud to be a part of this. And so this isn't, I've got a whole slew of people wanting to speak here, but I do see Trustee Ingle first in queue. And so Trustee Ingle, you can go ahead and make this motion.
I move that based on the evidence provided in the communications report, that the Board of Trustees determines that the following quality indicators have been met as per Board Policy 12 Appendix B relative to the current evaluation period. Quality indicators 10 points 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Thank you very much. Do you wish to speak to your motion?
I really do. All the way through, I kept thinking, bravo. And you guys just really are exceptional. And as Chair Palazzo pointed out, community members that ask questions, that have no kids in school and have never been there before, like on the Pope or on the new bishop and when the installation is, I automatically say, go to ECSD.net and you'll see everything on it. Like you folks are amazing and so on top of it. The other thing I really appreciate is the artwork and the way you communicate. We definitely get a lot of attention at trustee meetings and board functions. Like they keep saying, you guys, and we're only too happy to take the credit. I mean, we do say we have an awesome communications department because we do, but your work is, people notice it. Like even if you look at the Board of Trustees banners or the way the Treaty 6 is displayed on the wall, like all of it. And the posts on Facebook that are shared far and wide really bring our division to the next level. And so I wanted to make this motion because I was only going to say bravo, but you know, one word isn't enough for me. So bravo, thank you. And to your whole team, Alan, the videos, everyone in communications. I really miss the old building where we could come upstairs and just talk to you guys before meetings. But at this particular time, we know you're still doing the awesome work. We see it every day.
Thank you very much, Trustee Engel. I agree. I miss having them right next door. But that being said, I will open for the board the opportunity for any comments and or questions. And I do see Vice Chair Tuchansky next in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Trustee Engel, maybe the reason they're doing awesome work is because you're not upstairs bugging them. I'm just saying there might be a correlation. I'm not. Just saying. So as you know, your team is extraordinary. You guys are wizards, and I'm not going to sort of reiterate, but it truly, like your social media presence is extraordinary. I will look forward to after this meeting, seeing what you've posted and reposting. And the fact that you guys are up to date on it, it is colorful, it is clear, it is engaged, and you can't pass it by no matter where you are, whether I'm driving, under a bridge and you're advertising, new schools and so forth. It actually, makes you stop and actually want to engage in it. And no surprise that it goes around the world, the stuff that you guys do. It's pretty extraordinary. School Messenger is great, although it is the bane of my existence, because if that person phones me one more time to tell me my kid's not in school, I'm going to just beat it. But it is, it's timely. It's amazing. And everything that you send out about your school. So our families are certainly blessed to have that skill, and the timeliness is extraordinary. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Tuchansky. Trustee Taber, you're next in queue. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I love that you tell our story. It's not only do you make that our parents and our Catholic partners are informed, but you show the world what publicly funded Catholic education is all about, and that is massive. It's a massive job. And I know I struggle just to make one Facebook post, so I don't know how you do it all. And what really impresses as well is that it's not only social media. It's all communication to parents, and even things like our budget. You make sure that it tells a story. It's not just words or numbers. It's something bigger than that. It's the pictures. It's the visual reminders of what we are here for, and that's our kids. But it's all intentional. I mean, it's not just random posts, but it's messages with carefully placed crosses or carefully embedded Catholic identity. And I think that is what stands apart from so many other things that I've seen out there. And it's just so many different ways. Parents or staff, what they need to know, they know based on what you are putting out there. And it also promotes our Catholic identity like we saw earlier. And I mean, it all fits together, and it's all based on communication. And that is why it's so important to your department, what you do, and you do it so well. So thank you to our Chief Superintendent and to all of our staff who really focus on making sure we know what we know when we need to know it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Taber. Trustee Engel, Trustee Mutala, you're next in queue. Go ahead, please.
Well said, Trustee Taber, on that. I just want to say a big thank you to you Manager Meadows, and your team, because you are keeping all of our families informed, but you're also making sure that the Catholic identity is consistent throughout all our schools. I think you were the one that told me a little story that you were trying to get, making sure that the banners and things are more consistent throughout everything, right? So that was really good for me to hear. And I'm so grateful that you post on Facebook so I can repost, because sometimes I don't get around to posting everything, and I'm so grateful that it's there so we can repost it all the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Tabera. Oh, Vice Chair Tuchansky, I see you back in queue. Go ahead, please.
Sorry, I was just so engaged I turned my phone on. And what pops up first thing in my Facebook feed? The whole frickin' meeting. Man, everything that we've done so far, you haven't even sat down to post it, and your team is already on it. And it's beautiful. And I want this meeting to end so I can repost it. Like, it's pretty great already. Thank you.
She's right. It's a job.
Yes.
It's really a job. And so you do your department does all of the heavy lifting. You know, I've said in the past, there's communication and then there's powerful and effective communication. And your team, you are exemplary of the latter. It's what your team is exemplary at. You embody those skills that require vision, creativity, and passion. And we just want to thank you. Just thank you for being with us. And of course, for bringing our hashtag ECSD Faith Inspires to life. Kudos to all of you for making so proud of Edmonton Catholic Schools. And I don't see any other trustees in queue. So Trustee Ingle, I'll turn it back to you should you wish to close your motion at this time.
Because I missed one thing. I also love how communications attends all the events and helps in the planning. I mean, that's no small feat for you to be there at the COSC meeting, for you to be there at all the special occasions, for the fact that you crash student voice and are now invited to attend. All of it really speaks to your commitment. And I just want to add that part. It doesn't go unnoticed that you and Ellen and others from your team also attend board events. And your presence really enhances them. And so thank you for giving up your evenings and coming to those meetings.
Yeah, thank you. And for capturing those Kodak moments, right, that we then don't have to work so hard to get. We just take what you do. Thank you very much. And so at this time, we will call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted and are in favor, we'll note for the record that the motion is carried. Thank you very much. This now takes us to 4.1, Board Chair Report, and I'm honored to read the report on behalf of our Board of Trustees and share what a privilege it is to have been re-elected as a trustee for Ward 72 and once again acclaimed as Chair of the Board, and celebrate alongside my newly elected colleagues, Leah Fiorillo, Ward 71, Kara Pellick, Ward 73, re-elected trustees Debbie Ingle, Ward 74, Aline Mutala, acclaimed in Ward 75, Lisa Turchansky, re-elected Ward 76 and acclaimed once again as Vice Chair of the Board, and Laura Tibert, re-elected in Ward 77. Together, we remain dedicated to serving our communities and continuing to champion Catholic education on behalf of the families we represent. Our board remains steadfast in our mission to provide an excellent Catholic education rooted in faith, hope, and love. As we begin this new term, we renew our commitment to advocating for the needs of our students, staff, and families while upholding the values that define Catholic education in Edmonton. Championing Catholic education continues to be at the heart of our work. We will engage purposefully with parents, guardians, parish communities, and all levels of government to ensure the continued strength and vitality of Catholic schools in Alberta. We also recognize the growing complexity of today's classrooms and the unique challenges faced by students and staff. Our board will continue to advocate for the resources and supports necessary to meet diverse learning needs and promote the well-being of every child. Infrastructure remains another significant area of focus. Many of our schools are experiencing increased enrollment pressures, aging facilities, and the need for modern learning spaces. We will continue to work closely with our partners to address these challenges and ensure that our students have safe, welcoming environments in which to learn and grow. Above all, we remain committed to supporting student growth and achievement, helping every learner reach their God-given potential academically, spiritually, and personally. Guided by faith and strengthened through collaboration with Chief Superintendent Anderson and her administrative team, we will continue to lead with transparency, accountability, and purpose. We are deeply grateful to our Edmonton Catholic community for your continued trust in our board as we carry the sacred responsibility of serving our students, families, and staff. And so at this time, I am proud to read the recommendation for the record that the Board of Trustees acknowledges receipt of the Board Chair Report on #ECSD Faith Inspires September 11th to November 20th, 2025 for information purposes. And we will now move on to 4.2, Chief Superintendent Report, and over to you, Chief Superintendent Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And so the full report is available in the package, and so I'll just highlight a few activities related to our division priorities. Under Living Our Faith, we welcomed guest speaker David Wells early October. He joined us and provided a series of uplifting sessions for division leaders and support staff. And his message of hope was important for us as we approach the end of the Jubilee year, and it was, of course, well received by all. Our board office and religious education team worked diligently to ensure that our newly elected Board of Trustees had a commissioning mass at St. Joseph's Basilica. So it was an honor to attend this special celebration of the vocation of Catholic school trusteeship. Under Learning Excellence, we've had a stream of people still walking through the building. We are hosting our 3rd annual Career and Bridging Fair, and over 60 vendors from a variety of trades, post-secondary institutions, post-high school supports are here to inform students and their families of opportunities. So approximately 500 students were already here today from 13 junior high and senior highs. And again, this evening, there are more that are coming. And this just helps support our students in planning for life after high school. Under Organizational Excellence, we were pleased to host a delegation from Bavaria who came to visit and learn more about the exceptional services we provide to newcomers to Canada through our One World, One Centre, and really proud of the work that we do. On a yearly basis, we have visitors coming to see all the strategies and the supports we provide to our families. And we also hosted with the board, school council members and principals, a community of school councils meeting to gather feedback as we work to develop our new division plan for continuous growth. And so now we're diving into that information to help shape our direction for the next 3 years. And in embracing diversity, our Indigenous Learning Services team has created and shared resources to acknowledge Métis Week and Rock Your Mocks, and these celebrations of history and culture are really appreciated by staff and students alike, and you may have seen pictures of those on social media. And so, Madam Chair, our recommendation is that the Board of Trustees acknowledges receipt of Chief Superintendent's report on #ECSD Faith Inspires October-November 2025 for information purposes.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Anderson, for your report, which of course continues to reinforce the exemplary highlights and activities as they relate to our division priorities framework. And we applaud both you and your team's responsiveness to seeking improvement and growth, and for listening to the voices of our staff, families, as it speaks volumes to ensure excellence and assurance. We also highly applaud and commend your leadership of excellence in creating an environment of trust, support, and collaboration. And on behalf of the board, we really want to applaud you and share our deepest gratitude to you and our senior leadership and staff for coming back and seamlessly ensuring the best interests of students by being good and faithful servants. We just want to applaud you for that as well. And as this is not a motion, I take pride in reading the recommendation for the record that the Board of Trustees acknowledges receipt of the Chief Superintendent's report on #ECSD Faith Inspires October to November 2025 for information purposes. And this now takes us to 4.1, closing prayer. But before we do that, we just want to share heartfelt gratitude to our ATA local president, Amber Nicholson, and Vice Presidents Owen Holloway and Nicole Gather for your remarkable commitment. You're still sitting here. And so, we're noticing you. So we just want to share our gratitude and to applaud you for your remarkable commitment to our division and to your executive roles. Teachers are fortunate to have you representing them, and so we just wanted to say heartfelt thank you to the three of you. Much appreciated. And so if we could please put ourselves in the presence of the Lord, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving God, we place our students, families, and staff in your care. In this month of gratitude and remembrance, surround them with your peace. Strengthen them in their daily work and guide them with wisdom and compassion. May all they do reflect hope, kindness, and faith. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. And last on the agenda is 5.2, and we are looking for a motion to adjourn. And I see first in queue is Vice Chair Turchansky. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that we adjourn the meeting so I can update my social media posts.
Thank you very much. And do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Seeing no one else in queue, we will now call the vote. Thank you. As all trustees have voted in our favor, we declare the motion. For the record, the motion to adjourn is carried. Thank you for joining us today. And on behalf of us all, we wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you and God bless.